listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics.
Tanner White with another special one for you, folks.
Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics.
Senior athletes have each selected a professor who they consider to be an MVP in their academic careers here at Kalamazoo College. We would like to take this time to recognize those most valuable professors and thank them for the service they provide to our students. First, Senior C.J. Aldred selected Dr. Daniela R.S. Rotunda from the Chemistry and Biochemistry Department. Senior Connor Bell selected Professor Brian Young from the East Asian Studies Department. Seniors Bryce Balabuk, Jalen Bowles-Swain, Dylan Gackey, and Mitch Russell selected Professor Amy McMillan from the Economics and Business Department. Senior Corey Garrison II selected Dr. Dwight Williams from the Chemistry and Biochemistry Department. Seniors Lucas Hennepin and Zachary Maurice selected Dr. Cynthia Carasella from the Spanish Language and Literature Department. Senior Brandon Davis selected Dr. Santiago Salinas from the Biology Department. Senior Benjamin Maurice selected Professor Sean E. Kim from the Economics and Business Department. Shembel selected Dr. Benjamin Nakahesby Kingsley from the English department. Senior Dawson Stupin selected Dr. Stephen Olu from the mathematics department. Senior Brandon Speed selected Dr. Darshana Uriangani from the economics and business department. Senior Luke Werner selected Dr. Christina Carroll from the history department. And Senior Lance Wolford selected Dr. Davis Wilson from the physics department. Now, on behalf of the athletic department, thank you to all of our most valuable professors for being such positive influences for our student athletes. Your work is greatly appreciated. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in congratulating all of these professors on their well-deserved MVP honor.
And these are more active players. Yeah, so that's the set.
Got a brown skin with dreads and black with white. He gon' drop that dick. He love the way I sit. Fake nails, press, so high, damn it red. I keep fresh. Keep shirt on wet. Who won't smoke? Say what? Get that off your chest. Turned up with my shoulders, yeah. 'Cause I've got that big 60,000 fans came to see me do my dance. Got 1,000,001 haters, and then y'all can kiss my. It's 7 p.m. Brad. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no, and no, I ain't got me. Let's go. I'm about to show my fuck this love freak. How the fuck is that your man? If he right here with me, Friday night, hot as hell, and you know the self, man and petty, fresh set, and I got my toes out. I'm rocking off-white, on the off-night. Treat me pretty, and then y'all can fight, yeah. You mean 40 inches, 613? I'm looking fine as hell. I'm trying to be seen. I'm in the wreck scene. I'm off the 17. Turned up with my meal. Watch me do my. Turned up with my. Turned up with my. Turned up in my shoulders, yeah. 'Cause I've got that big 60,000 fans came to see me do my dance. Got 1,000,001 haters, and then y'all can kiss my. It's 7 p.m. Brad. It's 95 degrees. I ain't got no. Hi, how are you? I ain't got me. Let's go. I'm about to show my. Fuck this love freak. How the fuck is that your man? If he right here with me. Come on.
Pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics.
And 3 weeks was far, far too long. Folks, welcome back, and thanks so much for joining us here from Kalamazoo College. Tanner White alongside Quentin Powers. It is so glad to be back.
It is a great day to be back. I mean, it's been way too long, as you said before. I've just been commentating soccer here and there, and I've really missed watching Kalamazoo play some football, that's for sure.
Well, it's all about that last game that was played here, one of the highest scoring games this place has ever seen, a 47-44 absolute shootout against Olivet. That one didn't go the Hornets' way. You had a bye week in there at a very good time. Then, of course, hope is hope last week, right? Having to go on the road.
Yeah, and Hope did a great job against Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo went scoreless into that second half, and then Ladine started to really show up and make some really risky passes, which paid off, allowing them to score some more in that second half, but generally speaking could not pull that one out against Hope, a very tough team, as we know.
Yeah, and what's interesting, too, we've been talking about the quarterback situation with Kalamazoo. We're still not entirely sure what we're going to see. It has been Braden Ladine, as he had to step in for Dawson Scoopin, injured during that Olivet game. Ladine absolutely slinging it on in relief, starts that Hope game. But the turnover started racking up a little bit, right? The 4 interceptions in the 2 weeks. Dawson Scoopin, we're told, is available today. But boy, what's availability mean? You also saw Evan Aberger, a freshman quarterback, getting his first couple of college football snaps. A lot of things we could see today.
Yeah, definitely. And Scoopin really, in that game against Olivet, when he got injured, it was a little confusing because he was still in a couple plays after the injury started. He threw the ball a couple times and started feeling some pain in his shoulder. And in that second half, that's when Ladine came in. So very interesting to see what's going to happen today. Ladine has done a pretty solid job, but it would be great to get Scoopin back out there, still the leading rusher for this Kalamazoo College team.
And just over 100 yards per game from the Hornets offensively. The thing is, though, they've also done a fantastic job defensively, allowing just 102 a game, a 63rd in the nation mark. You know who wants to talk about defense and who I got to talk about defense with? I think this is a great time to talk with Kalamazoo College defensive coordinator Clay Whitehead. Are you with me?
Oh, yeah.
All right, well, let's hear what Coach Whitehead had to say pregame. Then when we come back, hey, it'll be time for the national anthem and kickoff. Nearly ready. 12:53 p.m. in the Zoo. Tanner White and Quentin Powers, thanks again for joining us. And here's Kalamazoo defensive coordinator Clay Whitehead pregame.
Tanner White with another special one for you, folks. This time it's Kalamazoo College defensive coordinator Clay Whitehead. Coach, man, it's been too long, and thanks so much for joining me for the first time here.
Yeah, thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
All right, so football game in front of us. Let's talk about turnovers first. On the season, you forced a couple of interceptions and 2 forced fumbles with 2 fumble recoveries. Does forcing those make playing defense a little bit easier as I dip into the Socratic method here? And how do you go forward and force some more turnovers to give your offense and even your special teams a little bit easier time?
Yeah, we got to create more momentum for sure. It's one of those things where we've done it in the past where we work turnover circuits every week and turnovers don't show up and then we don't work them and they do. So haven't had enough of those so far this year. So it's been a focal point of practice the last couple of weeks on working to get the ball out, working to get the ball in the air, just trying to create some more momentum for the offense and special teams like you mentioned.
Big play bug has also bitten you at times too. You did a little bit better with that against Hope, but Hope being Hope, right, they're going to grind through it and run the ball and all those. How have you also gone about addressing that in practice across the bye week as well as with Hope last week?
Yeah, the big plays are just a product of us getting away from the things that made us really good earlier on in the year. So just getting back to working our technique in tackling and block destruction and making sure that we're showing up in the right gaps and we're playing disciplined brand of football that we want to be known for. So just getting back to, trying to simple things down for our players and make life easier for them with run fits and things like that.
Yeah, run fits, I'm so glad that you mentioned that. That's an area where you've been really solid still. A shade over 100 rushing yards a game allowed. That's 63rd in the nation. You're forcing teams to spread it out and pass the ball, right? Who do you credit most for that solidness in the run game?
Yeah, we're finally old and experienced up front. Balbuck and Gacky have done a great job. They've been beat up the last couple weeks, so we get them back today, so that's exciting. But it starts with the D-line. We need to create knockback and make them live in their own offensive backfield. And then our linebackers are really solid. They do a really good job of flowing and trusting the technique and showing up where they're needed.
a little bit straying into the offensive side. My apologies. But you've had a quarterback change with injury. What have you seen out of Braden Ledeen last couple of weeks from the sideline, in practice, and on film?
Nothing that we haven't seen the last couple of years. I mean, he's a special player. He's got a really good arm. I think he's stepped up and been much more vocal now that he's kind of had to be the guy and forced into that role. But he's been a dedicated kid, man. He's changed his body. He's done a great job in the weight room. And, I think this is just a sign of things to come for this kid going forward. He's done an outstanding job. He gives us great looks when he's a scout team guy. And now that stuff's showing up on Saturdays now that he's got his opportunity.
And finally, we ended every single week with keys to victory. Somebody is going to get that first MIAA win of the season. Albion is in here, but how do you make sure that it's your football team taking the win today?
Yeah, defensively speaking, we got to stop the run and make them one-dimensional. They got a freshman quarterback. He's a solid player, but we got to get him in some good opportunities for us where we can dial up some pressure and try to get to him. But first and foremost, we got to stop the run. They got a three-headed back or monster running back with three solid backs. So we know what their game plan is. They're going to come in and try to run the ball and pound the rock, and we just got to be stout in the run game like we have been up to this point in the year, make them one-dimensional, and then we get to pin our ears back and go have fun.
Hey, thanks so much, Coach, and good luck today.
Appreciate it. Thanks. It's fun to see you in this environment.
Hey, always a pleasure.
We've always got to cut that off, and it gets a little bit abrupt, and I always feel bad about that, but I need like a real fader to fade it out, and I can't necessarily do that. But again, that was Kalamazoo College defensive coordinator Clay Whitehead. He's one of those coordinators who gets to be down on the sideline. He does not stay up in the box here on game day. Gets to feel oh so viscerally when things are going great defensively or when they're not. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean, and with this defensive team, I mean, Kalamazoo's done a pretty solid job defensively, especially against very tough MIAA teams, but that game against Olivet was one they really did not expect, a team that has not really been successful on the offensive end, Olivet, and Kalamazoo just gave up way too many points. You can't get away with giving that many points up, and if we're looking at some players, I mean, Tanner, you and I talked about this before. Raymond Cargill, 181 tackles throughout his career, leading this team in tackles overall. He's the third right now in tackles through the MIAA. He's really the difference maker on this defensive squad. I mean, what do you have to say about him?
Dude, literally how long do you have? I love Raymond Cargill. The moment this guy came in, people started talking, hey, have you seen this freshman linebacker? He starts getting in the lineup. He starts making plays. He starts making impact plays and sacks and TFLs and blowing people up. An absolutely electric player. Plays with a ton of juice and a ton of attitude. It's really tough. It's really tough to teach that. And on that note of the tackles again, second among all active players in the MIAA in career tackles too. This guy's played 26 games. Unbelievable.
Yeah, he's quite the guy out there, quite the man to watch. A great person in general. Have a couple classes with him this year, actually. But here we are, about to kick off.
It's going to be the senior Logan Gerwinski for the Britons. And back deep, Kalamazoo's top two receivers. It's Lucas Hannafin and Aaron Zeckman. Play ball here on Angel. Somebody's going to get that first MIAA win of the season. Touchback through the third A in Kalamazoo. Boy, I already had to do some quick math. I thought, oh, scary.
Right, and this guy's got quite the leg on him. I mean, the last few games, he's a really great field goal kicker. There was one game where I believe he set the record for Albion, having 4 field goals in a single game. But the head coach did talk about how they want to have less field goals, more actual touchdowns. Both of these teams, Kalamazoo and Albion, are struggling on converting in the red zone. Conversion rate nearly the same, around that 60 to 65% mark. Really important to score. It's necessary to win, obviously.
Yeah, we'll talk to you more about those red zones when each team has their first trip in there. But you're exactly right. You've got to punch it in. You want 7 as many times as possible. And a lot of threes been taken on that Albion side. You actually had consecutive weeks with Gerwinski of kicking 4. In each of those tied the best output in a game with 4 field goals in Albion's history. The offense is out there ready to go as ever.
And look who's at quarterback spot.
Yeah, again, we speculated. We couldn't be quite sure who we were going to see, this and that and the other thing. And here is Dawson Skupin. He's going to be flanked by Kyler Majorana in the shotgun. 3 receivers, 1 tight end. Skupin, a pump fake. He'll roll right on the first snap from scrimmage. Skupin is going to loft this, and that's a great catch along the sideline. Incomplete. I think that's Ollie Murray, who's going to be your backup quarterback. You got 2 over on the sideline there who hauled that in.
Very nice there. It's interesting to see Skupin back out. Curious if he's going to be feeling any pain today, but again, if he's out there, hopefully he's 100% and able to really provide like he was able to in those first few weeks.
And then maybe the offensive world is your oyster. Skupin designed rollout to his left this time. Hannafin broke it off on the comeback, and it's too high. Incomplete. On the coverage, Jawan Johnson.
And that's going to be one of the many targets Hannafin gets today.
Yeah, what makes you say that?
I mean, gosh, you look at everything that he's done throughout his career and this season. He is leading the MIAA right now on the offense, taking just taking souls out there, really.
Yeah, we'll give you more numbers on him in a moment. Bunch out to the left. Skupin had to move again. He flicks this. Moat, bubbled, juggled, one more time. The hot potato, what do you think?
Gosh, I don't know. I'm not too sure what they're going to give him here.
But there's a flag down 2, and this is near the first down marker. What in the world? You want to talk about your guess is as good as mine. I have no idea.
Right, I'm kind of confused, really. As the referee is giving a signal. So they are going to call that one incomplete, Tanner. A little too much bobbling there from Moat.
Yeah, that's 3, maybe 4 juggles. And when he finally has a chance to control it, it is probably likely that it's out of bounds, that his foot is in the white there. That was the most eventful incomplete pass I've seen in a really long time.
That was pretty funny, I have to say.
But it does show that, hey, Moat is becoming a great 3rd to 4th-ish receiving option too. And he's also the Kalamazoo punter. 10 on the line, shown with 1 deep returner for Albion. This ball's on the deck. It's going to be scooped up right as the returner heads out of bounds. And so their offense is going to start with pretty good field position. That was Braden Fakasi back there. Fakasi goes 5'11", 180, a junior out of South Lyon. You know who else is out of South Lyon? Dawson Skupin.
That's right, yeah. Both of those guys are out of South Lyon. Very interesting. Probably know each other.
Yeah, you'd think, right? And an absolute powerhouse football program that is really exploding this year. I believe finished their regular season undefeated. I know they went into yesterday evening undefeated as I was doing, a high school game myself and was checking all around on playoff points and bracketology, this and that, and awaiting selection Sunday. The first look at the Albion Britons offense. Here it comes. 1 back, 1 tight end, 3 receivers. And they will hand for Alex Trudell. We'll be saying that a whole lot today. Hornets gang tackle and make this 3 yards on the first down carry.
Yeah, and Trudell is going to be really leading this offense in rushing. I mean, he has the second most attempts in all of the MIAA with 127 now after that attempt. And we also have Crossman at QB, second start this season.
Davis Crossman is a freshman from St. Joseph, a former Bear. They're going to motion the back out, go to empty this time. And now they want to take a shot down the middle and incomplete. Okay, but there's space to fit that football in, and you've seen Crossman's got zip.
Yeah, Crossman's been pressured a lot in that last game with Alma. There was an incredible throw for the first touchdown that he's gotten in his career where he's being pressured and just really, I don't even know how he gets the ball off in time. He's falling and throws an absolute dot to his wide receiver and gets a score for his team.
All right, well, 3 wide out to the left. The interior most is going to be a tight end there. So really a lot of formational mix, but they stay in those same personnel groups. Mesh concept. Flag is down. This is bobbled, incomplete. The Nets are throwing up those fists that signal 4th down. Let's check this flag in the pockets.
Yeah, ball was thrown a little bit behind his wide receiver there. I believe that was Cameron Moore, another person we might be talking about a lot this game.
Holding is the call, so that penalty is going to be declined. It's a 4th down. Would you have considered just a little bit, taking the penalty yardage and backing them up to something like a 3rd and 17?
I'm not too sure. Honestly, with this defense and with this offense, just giving any chance you can, allowing down to come. I mean, it's still a pretty long 4th down to say about 7 yards or so. So,
first punt is coming. Punt is away. Lucas Hannafin, the 1 deep returner for Kalamazoo. And bounded and scooped. It's offense. Snapper, Garrett Whiting.
Yeah, Whiting grabbed that. Started bouncing back even more. Solid start again for Kalamazoo. I mean, right around the 26-yard line. Let's see if Scoopin gathers himself here, finds some receivers, or maybe even goes for a classic run play.
Yeah, how much does the team stay in play with a QB that's been beaten up? Their defender Scoopin, a fastball, and through the hands of Zekman.
Yeah, and has also shown up a lot for Kalamazoo. He told me after that first touchdown, all the way down in Texas, he really just felt something was going to be different about this season. This was his time to show up, and he really has, as the wide receiver 2 really for this Kalamazoo offense.
Make no mistake about it, who those top 2 are. Scoopin, designed, holding on to it quite a while, and again, he's going to loft this by the sideline. It's broken up and incomplete. 3rd and 10.
Yeah, not able to find anyone there on that rollout. Curious what they're going to run here. I mean, 3rd and long. Got to get something going.
Thoughts on the rollout if you want them?
Yeah, sure.
It can sometimes cut the field in half. It makes your read progression a little bit easier and quicker, but it doesn't give you quite as much space to work with. Hornets are going to go with a double stack. Now they'll motion Hannafin out a little bit wider. Scoopin is looking that way to his left for Hannafin. Loft and a dime. First down.
There we are, and we saw that earlier looking for Hannafin right there. Pretty much exact same spot, and that time passes on it. Able to get first catch in this game.
I tell you what else I love about that throw. Scoopin that ball loose before Hannafin ever makes the break at the top of that route.
That's right. Able to find the receiver before he even turns his shoulders is really impressive.
They're going to go with a lead toss here. Majorana, he's stood up, but make it 6 yards or so on that first down toss.
Yeah, solid gain for this Kalamazoo offense. They've struggled a little bit in the rushing department, haven't been able to perform as well as they would have liked this season, but a solid gain.
Hornets are back on the ball with a little bit of tempo. 2nd down and 4. Kyler Majorana, he stumbled, didn't get off to a good start, and that never bodes quite so well. He's whacked by Dwayne Williams, a freshman up front. Williams listed 5'9", 221, but boy, they really like him and got to start the Albion, or the Alma game last week, that is, for Albion. That run play did lose a yard with Majorana. Still haven't seen Connor Bell. Status kind of up in the air, but he had been operating as the lead back for Kalamazoo. 3rd down, 5 yards to go. Dawson Scoopin got the bunch out to his right. Scoopin up, he slipped a tackler. Scoopin threw it out late. Majorana wasn't looking for it, and that's going to fall complete and likely be another punt upcoming.
Miscommunication there, and now they're talking to each other on that sideline, trying to figure out what went wrong. I think Scoopin is not trying to risk more pain to that injury.
But here's the thing about that Albion pass rush. You know they're going to have to, so maybe you just have in the back of your mind, yeah, there's probably not going to be the running lanes in the first place. Alex Olenek is their senior and their leader up front. 6 sacks for him. Carson Moat out of that back wall punt. Moat gets it off on the ground again here. The long snapper Kulakowskis is the first one with a chance. He missed on Fracassi. And then it's cleaned up by Lance and a couple more Hornets. Now there's a right shove there. Did you notice that? That was Connor Bell on special teams.
Oh, Bell is out there. Well, that's a good thing to see at least.
Yeah, it is. So it answers that question, but it doesn't answer running back distribution / usage question.
The usage for both of those running backs might be down a little bit, also because Skupin is in, simply because he just runs so much. A lot of times he does run on the scramble, so.
Yeah, I'm with you, but we'll find out. A real tight bunch in tight scrimmage on the right side of the formation. Then Trudell. Trudell jump cut to his left, and he's got about 5 on the first down.
Yeah, nice move. Just able to get through the crowd. There were a couple plays I saw from both running backs in that Alma game where they're just slippery. They are very physical running backs, huge guys, able to really get through that crowd.
Yeah, they do employ 2 very big backs. Trudell listed at 6 foot 202. Play action. Crossman had a man with room again. It's just a little bit overshot for Cameron Moore.
Yeah, Crossman a little too long there, as you said, Tanner. Moore able to find some opening.
You weren't able to. Looking at some of these numbers, no, on this fantastic media that we've got, the fantastic media guide that we've been given here, Cam Moore needs just 71 yards to reach 1,000 on his career. If that was caught in stride, gotten a lot of those at once. Hornets showing 1 linebacker, and they'll now 2 of them. They rush 5 and complete over the middle. The tight end. That's going to be a first down.
And Tanner, I mentioned this as well before the game. Those 2 tight ends, they really rely on them on those 3rd down conversions. Both Davey and Amar Hunter, who we might see later in this game, able to find those kind of short but very necessary gains on the passing.
Yeah, just got big in the field there. Davey goes 6'3", 40, an absolute load. They'll run behind him this time. And this will spring, it looks like, for a first down. That's Tayshawn Nichols. Big running backs on that note. 6'2", 205 for Nichols. He's a senior. Hard to miss.
Yes. Very big presences on the field and a great gain.
Here is Amar Hunter, that other tight end that you mentioned. It's hard to call him the other. Also contributes yards a catch, but that's on just 7. The 3 touchdowns. To complain any way you get it. After the look over to the sideline, Davis Crossman. We'll take a moment. First quarter, the Kalamazoo Hornets and the Albion Britons. They will give it. Cut outside Nichols, and he is ankle picked.
Yeah, Nichols tripped up there. A good job Kalamazoo to stop him from getting any more yards there. If he breaks loose, he is dangerous. Backs are dangerous.
On the perimeter of Kalamazoo's defense on the right, there is a big lineup change that we're just being now made aware of. 27 Aiden Packwood in over the senior Alex Pepin at that right corner spot, the closest one to. Now, Crossman handed off. For a moment, I kept that with just the way that he was so close to the back there, Nichols. But I suppose it's just the earlier penetration from Kalamazoo that makes Nichols have to give all those wiggles.
Yeah, it looked like maybe Crossman was going for a block there or going to give his teammate like a little shove boost or something. Nichols, ton of moves to try to get out of there, but it is still going to be 3rd down.
Yeah, it didn't go for a whole lot, all things considered, but it looked kind of cool.
It did.
Make it 3rd down, 5 yards to go. It's empty this time. Crossman gonna be for thing. Crossman looking deep over the middle. It's now it's caught. He what?
Oh my! I mean, you don't see that happen all too often. And wow.
Well, Amar Hunter's got to be saying a big thank you. Wow. Right?
He was in the right spot at the right time.
Yeah, it's long-shaped football, and you just don't know what it's going to bounce like sometimes, but insane. And a really big play puts them not quite goal to go. I believe you can get a first here at the 1-yard line. First quarter. Slow delay. Trudell up the gut, dove in there. Ooh, down to the 1.
Yeah, they're going to be a little short.
Not by much.
By much, though. It was really close, and they're going to keep this offense rolling fast now.
Oh, sure. Immediately on the ball. Hornets got to cover up all their eligibles, but you also got to get some push here. This looks like it's going to be blown dead. Was it early movement?
Yeah, I saw some movement. Unsure who got the jump first.
So our referee, David Driscoll, and I know he's been trying with the mic. I know we've been trying with the mics around here and cut in and out. But however, you can see with the rolling hand deal, that's evident enough. False start.
Yes, and was false start there on Albion. So they are going to be back a little bit here. Got to gain those yards again. They struggled too much this season with penalties, but that one...
It doesn't make this any easier. You've got a 2 tight end set here. Davey is off the ball, on the ball to the right. Trudell's still in the back, 2 wide out to the left. Crosman is going to rock back himself. Crosman and run to finish it.
Oh, man. Hand out right at the get over the pylon. Calling it a touchdown. A great play design from Albion to give Crossman a rush TD.
Know how badly I want to have a pylon cam. I've said it before, I think already this season, maybe in the Anderson game it was, but what I would give to take a look at that from the pylon cam.
That'd be a nice luxury to have.
Logan Gerwinski to tack on that. Snap a little low. Kick is low, but that'll do it. And 7-0 Britons. 6:58 here in the first quarter.
A pretty solid drive from Albion. I think things were really working for them on the rush game there. Kalamazoo has done a pretty solid job defensively against the rush, but that time through, Albion able to convert.
Yeah, I got with Clay Whitehead before this game started as we were talking about, pregame. Okay, so this is a very good rushing unit that you have, and you're allowing just 102 rush yards a game. But, well, you know what Albion was going to, and when they go a little and that even a little bit more, okay, especially in the red zone, this ball is probably around a ton. And when you make that quarterback change and Ollie Murray comes out and Davis Crosman comes in, yeah, it only makes the QB run game.
And right there just worked perfectly for them.
The kickoff in a moment. Winsky. 2 experienced specialists in Gerwinski, as well as the punter Johnson. This is going to be taken by Zekman. Hannafin as the off returner will look to pick somebody up. Zekman might have some room. Spun and gets just beyond the touchback spot.
Yeah, Zekman's got speed, man. Just watching him, he doesn't get the ball as much on those returns, but he is quick.
He's brought down by George Lovell. Wide receiver goes 5 Roosevelt High School. 6 minutes, 52 seconds of this first quarter. Kalamazoo coming out there. They're showing 3 wide receivers, all to their left. Ball on the right hash. So 1 yard back spot. Austin scooping. Hands for Bell's first touch, and Bell might be going. Bell with nothing but green grass. Final gear to get in zone. Touchdown.
Connor Bell, he's back, baby, and gets a touchdown on his first carry.
Yeah, so maybe welcome back is in order. Hello.
Yeah, that was very impressive. He found the gap, slipped through the cracks of Albion's defense. A nice score from Bell.
All right. Cam Lewis on for the extra point. Arvin Krishnan, the holder, blocked. Now the Nets are going to have to make a play defensively here. You got a lineman down 2. Oh, boy. And Jaden Johnson gets that all-important tackle.
Oh, man, you really don't want that, just generally speaking, but after a huge touchdown, that is just really...
It stings. It does. The lineman that was down was the freshman left tackle, Mario Pomorski. He's able to get up, but he immediately got to go and see the trainer there, Kathleen White. That's a 74-yard touchdown for Connor Bell. Dude, ridiculous.
That is ridiculous. And I think that it rocked Skupin's longest gain this year on the rushing.
That is going to be the play of the season.
I think so. Only by a couple yards, but still, really great job by Bell.
Oh, boy. Okay, take your breath. And that becomes a 17-second offensive possession, as it were. No, excuse me. That becomes an 11-second offensive possession. So that's what it took him. Go ahead and, average out speed there to figure out, okay, 11 seconds to go 74 yards.
Wow.
Bodie Brill, you've seen this a little bit. He's been getting in as the kickoff specialist for Kalamazoo, especially against Hope, was barely in that role. Freshman Central goes 5'7", 185. Brill's kick is headed out of bounds. And there's penalties. Well, I thought there might be an offsetting penalty here because I was also looking at an altercation downfield on a double team. It was Kalamazoo's Jermaine Calloway who was getting double teamed, maybe perhaps after the whistle, but I don't think that drew any ire.
No, I think the penalty might just be on the kick, but there is a possibility there.
Well, yeah, because you look back here, and there is a flag at the 46-yard line. So that seems like it almost must be, and I bet, okay, how do between the two of these flags sort of both assess them offset, and we have...
Does it offset or...
Both fouls be enforced. So, in fact, they got Kalamazoo's land for an play as well. And after foul, but it was Lance Wolford who picked it up for Kalamazoo. Must have been, I didn't really see an altercation around the 46-yard line, though, but that's where the flag was sitting.
I didn't either, but double trouble for the net there. Great field position for Albion, not great for the Hornets.
Yeah, it's true. Hornet logo at midfield. And here they start. One back, one tight end, three receivers. They're going to motion the tight end, Davey out. Go RPO, throw it inside quick, and it's swallowed. A big stop. Is that Pepin out there? No, you got Ronnie Spencer.
Yeah, there you are.
I was just saying, too, the lineup for Paquin, and I thought, no, that can't be quite right. Jeff Hudson is also rotating through at that right corner spot. Again, the closest one to us for Kalamazoo. He's a freshman that everybody loved in camp. Goes second down, 11. Crossman, another good on the handoff, and Nichols track maybe in the backfield again.
Kalamazoo is swarming right now. Very, very good job, especially on that first play. But now finding the running back Nichols there.
How often do we say these three experienced, standout defensive linemen for Kalamazoo making big impact plays? Ballabach at that left end spot, or the furthest end from us, right? Then Nolan Janiga at the nose, Dylan Gay or left end spot. Crossman, deeper drop this time. Got some time. Crossman going deep for Dennison, and get that out of here. Strapped up by Hudson.
Nice defensive throw was just not. So Kalamazoo able to read it, knock it out of the air.
That's intended for the elder statesman on this offense, Dylan Dennison. The 1/5 year on that offense. Dennison been around forever and listed 6'3". You would be totally forgiven if you said, oh, so this end, right? Loves to get involved in the blocking game and impossible to miss physically.
Dennison has gotten a lot of catches this year. As this punt goes away, though.
And thought about fielding this thing, but it is hit a little bit too aggressive, and so the net will get chopped in half. Not quite in half, but you know what we mean.
Yeah, quite the boot. Would have been nice if they were back a little bit further, but Gives Kalamazoo solid field position again. After that last 11-second possession to a touchdown.
Yeah, maybe you're thinking, does it matter where we start if we can play touchdowns?
Exactly. You've got high hopes now. You're really getting some confidence out there.
Hornets offense will again show this same formation. You've got trips one way with a tight end on the ball the other. 74-yard the last carry. They'll throw Hannafin. Hey, that's not broke, so let's not fix it. Thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, right in the middle there, able to find him. There is a flag out there on the field. Great job. If it ain't broke here, in the MIAA with touchdowns, yards, receiving, absolute stud.
So they call that the Triple Crown. About this penalty, I'll take a moment. Who I saw right when I came in. I was fortunate to catch him just as he was coming in from the bathroom. But the older brother, Ryan Hannafin, a fantastic corner here, a nearly 4-year starter. And there's your answer. They're going to get the freshman right tackle, Max Berg, for being downfield a hair too early. 74 in the orange. Berg working in, I believe, for the first time this season in that starting lineup. He goes 6'5", 250.
Unfortunate. You really want that gain from Hannafin.
Yeah, you do. You're backed up here. 2nd and 15. Super long ride for Scoop, and eventually gives it off. Majorana might be back beyond the original line of scrimmage. That's not bad to salvage this drive.
Not at all. Giving them another opportunity here.
Real tight game between these two teams last season, 28-23. If we're destined for another one of those, we're already off to a great start with it. 7-6 ball game. Hornets had their PAT blocked. Go Majorana again, left side this time, and hawked quick.
He was hawked pretty quick there, as you said. I just couldn't find the gap. And now they're in a decent position on 3rd down, but not anything you want to see with 3rd and 6.
Contending with some outstanding interior backers for Albion. Ryan Debus, Adam Mills. Impossible to miss those guys, and there's been a lot of speculation already on some all-MIAA, all-conference selections. Hornets have gun doubles here. Jaden Johnson, the tight end, in the slot to the right. Scoopin looks right first, looks right all the way, gets off his spot. Scoopin through the comeback, dangerous, flag is down. This might be a bailout.
Yeah, dangerous throw, but it might work out for him.
If it's a defensive penalty, it should in all likelihood create a 1st down.
It should. And Scoopin was scrambling so far back there. Man, I'm surprised he was able to find anyone open downfield.
Yeah, he's way, way behind the line of scrimmage. They're going to get Thomas Smith, one of those reserve safeties, a sophomore out of Warren Cousino. That could be costly. It's one of those, it doesn't seem like so much right now. The yardage is not massive. But remember that play if this becomes a... Oh, it was a false start called on Carson Moat, the wide receiver for... Oh, it was a false start called on Carson Moat, the wide receiver for Kalamazoo. Scoopin. Drops. Goes screen and deflected before it could get going from Alex Olenek.
Yeah, little deflection there. Trying to set up some sort of screenplay.
And Olenek with the long sleeves that are purple too. Guy's a little bit dripped out. You got the one knee brace. That's probably out of necessity, but that's pretty sick too. And he comes in with 6 sacks. Dude, you can dress however you want if you got the 6 sacks in 6 weeks.
Yeah, he is intimidating out there.
Showing 5 up on the line of scrimmage right now. Will they bring some extra pressure? They do bring those 5. Scoopin once again, going to have to flush. And once again, oh, you got to have that along the sideline. That time it's incomplete. You had seen a couple of guys make some great catches on that Albion sideline, but it is a throwaway and a 4th down.
Got to stay safe there, even though it is 3rd and long and you're trying to make something happen. Scoopin, staying safe. And this is going to be a punt for Kalamazoo.
I'm tempted to say that was Devon Buskin, who's been out of the lineup injured. He plays sort of that star linebacker spot, which is kind of that third safety linebacker hybrid. As Kalamazoo's going to bring somebody on real late, you don't really like to see that. Never makes you feel quite as comfortable about executing, but here comes Mauricio Posey. Oh no, now Posey comes off, and you have an O-lineman come back on here. I think that's Berg. There's a lot going on this, and it's totally understandable why you want to call timeout here. But I tell you who is really going to be upset by that. Boss man, Coach Zorbo.
Yeah, you don't want any sort of delay in your offense, using a timeout that might not be 100% necessary. And that's one of those plays where it probably wasn't 100% necessary. Just got to have the right guys out on the field at the right time. It's as simple as that.
Yeah, that's why you line up your units, and probably not so many people are aware of this, but before your unit is ever going to come up, several plays before, for example, let's say you have a 2nd and 15, and you say, okay, there's a good chance that this drive will end in a punt, right? That's just true.
Mm-hmm.
So then on that 2nd and 15, your special teams coordinator may say, hey, punt team, come here, line up, let me make sure we've got all 11. Now, some of those punt players are probably out on offense at the time, but everybody who is not will still come up there, and they'll get tapped out, and they'll say, here, just to make sure that everybody is accounted for when it's time for that unit to head out. And that's one of those things, again, you can only learn from the sideline, man. I'm so fortunate to be in this position every time the Nets are out here on Angel. Carson Moat snapping off another punt. This is drifting out of bounds. It's going to be near the 40 or so.
They try their best. I think our guess is just as good as theirs on that.
You bet.
And now Albion's coming back out. I'm really curious, Tanner, what Crossman can do for this offense. I mean, we saw him last week make some really incredible throws, but so far the passing game hasn't been his strong suit.
And there are deep throws which are available. They've just got to connect. They will start on the ground first. And a cut tackle. Still, that's Brody Quinn on the stop, but it's a 6+ yard gain on the first.
Yeah, those gains, I mean, anything over 5 yards, you'll take it every single day of the week. Albion does that there.
One more note on the big backs. That carry was Nevin Dent. Dent goes 6'3", 240. Hello.
My goodness.
I mean, they've just got a stable full of these guys. Dent working out to the left. He is crunched. Ronnie Spencer, wake him up.
Yeah, Kalamazoo seemed a little upset after that first gain, so really went after him that time. And it benefited him, so.
Gacky coming off for Kalamazoo. On the left edge, the Hornets are going to bring on Jack Duggins. Duggins as well as Leonard Humphreys at your outside spots. Showing some pressure. Double tight end set here. And they're going to motion. This is going to go way, way back and smack down.
Great job by that Kalamazoo defense. Fantastic job. I mean, we've seen it so many times this year. And that is super satisfying, really, if you're Kalamazoo.
The 3rd and 4th down defense on display. Just what the doctor ordered. Forcing a punt, you keep giving your offense, now maybe the field position won't be so fantastic this time, but you keep giving your offense a chance and getting them lots and lots of possessions. This is a beautiful spiral of a punt. I could watch that thing all day long. It is fair caught by Hannafin at the 18-yard line.
Gosh, it looked like a quarterback threw that one as far as he could, because that was kind of beautiful, to be honest.
I'm serious, man. I'm so impressed by that punt getting snapped off like that. Chris Bowman, your junior punter. I love the specialists and the sort of storied careers of specialists. Kalamazoo has seen some fantastic ones around here, right? Madison Barch, the first female scoring non-kicking points in all of college football here. Ian Burr, that guy did everything as a kicker and punter and a rusher and you name it. Hey, let's play football. Quick out, completed. Zekman made a move, crunched at the end, flagged down. Ooh, and Zekman down too.
Yeah, Zekman a little slow to get up there. I mean, he's a tough kid, able to take a hit like that.
Well, so do you expect this to be about the hit itself?
I'm not too sure. But now I am sure.
Yes, well said. So they're going to get Jaden Potter, a freshman safety who was kind of thrown into the fire in the Alma game. It's a very difficult job there because you know Alma has absolute speedsters, and Potter here flagged for the face mask. Hornets get a big chunk there, plus the yardage stands on the reception from Zeppin. Here's Connor Bell again. Okay, so you can't go 74 yards on every carry.
No, you can't, and it's not the biggest gain, and every time I watch Bell run, he doesn't make the quickest move. He doesn't try to just run as fast as he can through a big crowd. He's really precise with his movements.
He had about 15 seconds. So sorry there. But I was going to say, I'm not certain if you're going to see them run a play. They will. They're going to go quick. Scoop in. RPO. Too high. Hannafin nearly stuck that with the Odell Beckham of the year.
Yeah, and Hannafin a little too high. If he got that, would have been a highlight reel play. But no catch there. We got 5 seconds left on that clock. Third and about 8 maybe or 7 or so.
It's the only drawback if you do choose to run that play is, well, shoot, now this third down play might also not even take you, if you throw quickly, to the fourth quarter. Rather, to the second quarter, pardon me.
No, you're good.
But let's find out. Third down and 7. Shotgun doubles. Bringing 5. Scoop and flushed. Still got that escapability. And one more time, it's got to be thrown away. And that is going to be the last snap of the first quarter.
Scooping, again, taking the safe route. And thinking of how physical the MIAA is across all sports when it's an in-conference matchup. Scooping not taking the risk. And to be honest, he didn't have a whole lot of room either way. So that's going to end that first quarter for us. Tanner, what are some of your thoughts right now?
There's a lot more explosive plays to be had. The biggest play, of course, was a 74-yard rush from Connor Bell. Hey, we know that this guy's supposed to be a bell cow back, right? No pun intended there. We know that he had expected to get tons and tons of carries, and that hadn't been how it worked out. And he had been in and out of the lineup a little bit with injuries. Plus, Kyler Majorana plays really well all around him. But then on the 74-yarder, that guy hits a different gear. Davis Crossman, there are a number of seam throws that if he connects on those, well, yeah, Albion's numbers would be a whole lot bigger right now. There's way more explosives to be had. Probably who ends up with the big edge in those ends up winning this ballgame.
I agree. And when we watched Kalamazoo play Olivet back here a couple weeks ago, those explosive plays, a lot of them were hitting for both teams, ending in a really high-scoring game.
That was almost all we had when you think about it. How else do you get a 47-44 ball game?
Yeah, you're very right. So, again, we will see if those explosive plays really do make the difference today, but Moat going to have to punt it away.
Moat's averaging 31 per punt today. Long of just 34. He'll try to get a little bit more on this one. Headed out of bounds again, so it's probably not going to quite do that.
Yeah, it seems to be a little off day for Moat. Usually we see him with some pretty nice placed kicks. But again, not the worst in the world. Giving Albion solid field position right around the 35.
It's one of those where the punter, when they come off, they've got to go and see Coach Zorbo, as that is his baby. That is his absolute passion, is the punt game, and he spends more time on the punt install than any other unit probably. And then you don't quite execute it. It's utterly understandable where that frustration comes. 2 tight ends set. Run it. Trudell to the right. Trudell leaked for a little bit more. There's a little bit of a late shove in that pile there, but that's a good carry on the first down. Make it 8.
One of the many carries from Trudell this year. Solid gain. And a lot of those running backs give them solid gains. Big difference maker.
Coach Whitehead called it the 3-headed monster. Trudell, Tayshawn Nichols, and Nevin Dent. Go play action this time. Hornets had a free rusher. This is bobbled should have probably been intercepted by Quinn, but there's a flag down too and a lot more to look at.
Yeah, I saw a little bit of a hold from Aiden Paquin there. This one might be going.
Prior to the pass, holding, defense, number 27. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot with an automatic first down.
All right, well done, Quentin.
Yeah, it's a little unfortunate because that pass did not seem to be on target. One of those times where you really don't need to have that hold, that extra effort to stop the play from happening.
Yeah, you had 2 in coverage there, and again, Brody Quinn had a really good shot at his first college interception, though would not have stood anyway with the penalty. Both tight ends off to the left of the screen this time. They're going to run Trudell that way. Trudell's got a bunch of space. He's stiff-armed Quinn. Trudell cuts back inside, and finally tackled by Cardis, 20-plus on the rush.
That is a dangerous man with the ball. Trudell, with all the opportunities he's given, he is going to find one of them to at least make a huge gain, and he did just there on the outside.
Second only to Hunter Hogan of Calvin in rushing attempts in the MIAA. 21 carries a game coming in. Your definition of a workhorse. Give it to him again, why don't you? Stood up by Duggins, Quinn, and others, but he punishes people on every run.
Yeah, that's a big old push.
Now, did you hear Tommy Cardis?
Yeah, that was...
That's how loud he was down there. He said, he just yanked my helmet off.
Man, that's... We don't usually get to hear something like that, but...
Credit to Tommy for using his voice and standing up for everything he believes in. Hey, that's the 5th year in him. That is your vocal leader. All right, but he will have to sit out a play here. Evan Dent sweeping along their right. He is upended. He's got the first down and more, and goal to go.
And he is just wheel-barreling like through that crowd. Looks like a Kalamazoo College player is down right now. I cannot see who
My
that
thought is that could be Ben Maurice. He of the legendary pick 6 from the Anderson game that we will talk about and will go down in history.
Oh my gosh, yes. But he is down right now. And
again, I'm still guessing it's Maurice based on the fact he was in on the tackle, and I thought I saw a 2 on the shoulder pads for the number. Coach Zorbo is going to watch. He's going to head on out there.
Yeah, and you are right. That is Maurice. We see his number. And Dent is just such a huge player.
Yeah, let's say that one more time. 6'3", 240 out of the backfield. Yikes.
Even if you give him a big hit, you will be feeling it a little bit as well. And Maurice is up, back, and at him. So just a little shaken up there.
All right, so you're going to have to continue rotating your defensive backs. They've already been doing a ton of that. You've seen Paquin get flagged once, but you've also seen him make a couple of stops. Ronnie Spencer is 5'8", 160. He's thumping people in the run game. You've seen a little bit of Jermaine Calloway. You might see more of him now with Maurice down for a while. And, in fact, that is who you see now taking over at his strong safety spot is 6 in the orange, Jermaine Calloway. Any further questions? I thought we had plenty of time to talk about that.
There we go. I mean, I'm seeing everything you're seeing. Let's get this going.
Goal to go. Davis Crossman in the gun. Crossman pulled it, and Humphreys ate him right up.
Leonard Humphreys, another one of those dudes who's just huge presence.
You could have left it at another one of those dudes. I mean, with some real exclamation, he's just a dude.
Yeah, he is, and he's quick for his size as well. He's coming in 6'3", 230, which I think is even an understatement.
And we've got to talk about him every single week because he makes splash plays every single week. Albion offense going to put a tight end wing all to the left side, plus the running back is offset that way. Go play action. Throw for the end zone. Dennison, he caught it. Touchdown, Brits. This guy's been around and knows a few things about football.
Yeah, Dennison with the catch there. Well done finding him a huge guy, able to catch it over anyone, and that's one of the many we've seen from him throughout that career.
Again, a roughly tight ends type of body. He goes 6'3", 215. It's so impossible to miss this guy. Missed his true freshman year here with injury. Now 4 very productive years ever since. Logan Gerwinski, extra points. And doink! Interesting.
Yeah, that one's coming right off the pylon. I heard it. You probably heard it on the broadcast.
Yeah.
Interesting. That makes it very interesting now. So Kalamazoo is able to actually kind of take a little breath after missing and getting their first extra point blocked.
Yeah, well, there's nothing automatic about these. You know, in basketball, free throws aren't free and all that. Yeah, you got to execute. And special teams, neither team is doing that yet.
Yeah, and it's always interesting when you watch NFL, you watch top NCAA teams, big-time schools, and you see these special teams kind of perform really easily, able to get the job done. But it's those little differences that make the big change, and the points right there, unable to convert for Albion.
They will kick back off with Logan Gerwinski, this time from the right hash. Kalamazoo continues to have Hannafin and Zekman back deep, as they have all season long. Hannafin averages 20+ on his returns. This one will be taken by Zekman again at the 4-yard line. Zekman up the hash right now. Bounces out by the numbers. Zekman is seriously a warrior. This guy wants to go to war with anybody and everybody the moment that he touches the ball, just the same way that Hannafin does.
He is a hard worker, and following in Hannafin's footsteps, really, both of them go hand in hand with each other with their ethic and play style.
Hannafin came in, as you mentioned, leading in those Triple Crown stats in the MIAA. Entering play, it was 52 catches, 645 yards, 8 touchdowns. The latter of the 3 there tied with Alma's Zach Poff. Hannafin will get motioned out. Scoop in, long ride, finally the give. And that might be back to the line of scrimmage or so with Majorana.
Yeah, it looks like he might have gotten a yard there. Actually, maybe 2 yards or so, but not the biggest gain. Haven't seen Scoopin do anything on the running game yet. Probably keeping him safe back there.
Yeah, I think that's part of the game plan. I don't think they're going to draw up too much in the design run game. Motion Hannafin out a little bit further. Still, he's the number 3. Pump, throw it to him late. Somehow he still slipped a tackle. What's this guy made of?
Gosh, I mean, and this is why they're trusting their wide receivers to provide when Scoopin can't run like that. They're just so persistent and so able to get through a crowd, find the first down. Hannafin, well done there.
86, Austin Hamilton, the receiver to the left. This is complete. Screen for Hannafin. Ooh, and that just never looked right from the very beginning. Charlie Tams, the big old nose, slammed him down.
He tried to fight through, unable to there. Didn't have any room when he caught that football. No first step allowed.
Tams comes off now as his job was kind of done there. Senior goes 6'1", 265. Scoopin', pump fake that time, little Statue of Liberty type of deal. They went back to Majorana on the run game. They're barely beyond the original line of scrimmage, maybe.
Yeah, now we see Moat come back in. There's a couple plays against Hope where Moat able to make some pretty impressive catches. He does have great hands. He doesn't get the football nearly as much as Zekman or Hannafin, but always keep your eye on him.
And you know my favorite play from Moat was the long touchdown, the 30-yarder from Ledeen at the end of that Olivet game, that final score for Kalamazoo. Gave them briefly the lead in that one. Motion Hannafin, out to a bunch left. Solo receiver is Zekman. That's where this ball's going, and it's sailed as Scoopin got smacked.
Yeah, and Scoopin showing a little frustration right now. Kind of disappointed in himself. He's not able to find Zekman. Zekman had some room on the outside.
Again, it's that exact same kind of look when he completed the very first down pass to Hannafin. That ball is out of his hand before the receiver makes the break. However, it sails a little bit as he's pressured by Dwayne Williams there. Williams is hopping off the film at me.
Yeah, and again, couldn't find him. Let's see what Moat can do on the punt.
Albion bringing some heat. Moat got this one off. It's slicing towards the other sideline this time for Kasi to go to work. Wrapped up by Paquin and finished off by Marcus Petty and Lance Wolford.
Yeah, no room, and stopped him pretty quick there. Another decent start for Albion right around that 37, 36-yard line.
So we haven't even gotten to mention this yet, but if you were on the game early enough and on the stream here with us, you did hear that it's the Kalamazoo Most Valuable Professor game. It's also their Compete for a Cause. We'll tell you more about that when we come back from halftime, but we will take the moment to tell you, as Wolford was in on that special teams tackle, his most valuable professor was Dr. Davis Wilson of the physics department. Do you envy that guy at all? Physics.
Oh, man, I don't know how you do it.
Respect.
Good for him.
Mad respect. Follow the tight end, Davey on the carry. Trudell cut down, make it 3 yards. Or 4 or so on that first down gain.
Yeah, Davey leading the way. Huge guy there, but also, I mean, not much different from Trudell. Trudell's also a big guy. This is just a big team. I mean, I'm looking at all the heights. I'm looking at everything right now. All these dudes are just huge.
Tight end, wing, both to the right side. The running back offset to the left, Trudell. RPO this time is complete. A lot of space for Jalen Johnson. Johnson might slip out of there and nearly took that thing the distance. A touchdown-saving tackle from the nickel, Fortino.
Yeah, Fortino fortunate to find Johnson there. That was a little scary for the Hornets.
Fortino is another guy that's really earned himself a starting spot big time, wrestling away that starting job from Marcus Petty. Back on the ball, that Albion offense inside the 40-yard line. Davis Crossman hands off for Trudell again. And Janinga from the nose in on the stop with a bunch of other Hornets. A nest of Hornets. Well done.
Yeah, wow, that was a great. I've got to write that one down. That's solid right there.
To the Honorable Judge Paul Bridenstine, our PA announcer, well done.
Yeah, so that nest of Hornets now got to stop them on this second and around 6 or 7 yards.
Albion's got 96 on the ground. Hornets actually with 101 after busting that 74-yarder. Skews your statistics, but nonetheless. Davis Crossman wants to throw the wheel. It's wide open. So they're able to knock it down quickly, but man, there is just a ton of room to throw that football out for Nichols.
And this is what worked for them against Alma. Finding the outside and finding dudes who are just kind of open right then and there, have a ton of room. Alma wasn't able to stop it.
And Crossman did throw for 326 last week. He had a couple of interceptions. But that's his very first college football start, and they had to ask him to absolutely sling it to try and keep up. Hornets showing some extra pressure. They do bring one more. Fortino is cut down. Crossman got a man. He's got the touchdown for Davey. Both flag is down in the pocket, but it could be on the hit.
That is true.
Although, you've got Gacky signaling that this is going to come back.
Yeah, and you see Crossman walking back as well. Yeah, this one might come back.
It's a shame because this Davis Crossman has a hose.
Yeah.
That throw was on a line. You're talking nearly 40 yards. That farthest pylon on the sideline for Davey.
And Davey really just found it right in the breadbasket.
That ball caught him.
I mean, yeah.
Fouls on the play. Holding. Offense, number 72. Personal foul. Illegal low block. Defense. Both penalties offset. Replay. First down.
Okay.
All right. Couldn't have predicted that. But so offsetting penalties, you get maybe that kind of illegal cut as they're trying to take that out of the ball game at a number of levels of football to not allow defenders to cut. Of course, you know, offenses are still going to do it, and they've got ways to do it as well. But they're trying to eliminate some of the defensive guys being able to do that.
Yeah. I mean, that's just a safety measure. You really just don't want to see players get injured. Thankfully, no one down after that play. I'm curious if they're going to be just as aggressive now. They just get to replay this one. So, once again, looking at Crossman. What is he going to do? Who may he find?
Went to Dennison for the touchdown last time. Not quite in the red zone here at the 27 of Kalamazoo. In the gun, tight end left, Davey on the ball this time. They'll run it that way. Tayshawn Nichols. Nichols meets Cardis, and Cardis shuts it down.
Good gain by Nichols. Again, if Crossman's not going to throw it, you've got just as great of a weapon in the backfield. I mean, gosh, looking at the passing and rushing comparatively, the ratio is about the same. Both passing and rushing are really reliable options for Albion.
That's a super good problem to have as a play caller. You think, I can do anything I want, we're still going to move the ball? Crossman, he's got trips to his right this time. One of them is that tight end, Davey. And sneak him underneath, slide him, and nearly goal to go. You had a couple of people clamoring for a hold. We're hearing them on the crowd mic, of course.
Yeah, we are. And Davey finding the ball again. It's those short passes leading into big gains once again for this Albion team. And nothing there, no hold call, so solid position for Albion. Still have to convert on the first down, though.
It's going to be Trudell here first as Davey inserts. They'll run right that way. And it's tackled by Zach Sykes. Sykes is in right now on this possession, spelling Cargill. But here he comes. Kalamazoo is having a lot of trouble with their packages right now. Do you hear all this?
Yeah, I was just trying to listen in to hear what they're talking about.
It's getting your sort of goal line personnel in there, right? It's big, heavy bodies. It's really condensing, even though Albion's got this idea that actually we're just going to run what we run, and we're going to stay spread out here. They got three receivers, the one tight end, the one back. What else is new? Nevin Dent. And they pump. There's a man wide open. Dennison, no, it's incomplete. Oh, there's nobody in the zip code.
Man.
But the flag still. Could you believe Dennison could have, sat down there, could have gone and grabbed a chair from the sideline, posted up, and then said, hey, hit me.
If Crossman found him in the right spot, he would have had all day. You're exactly right, Tanner. Man.
Should have been undeniably 2 back-to-back touchdowns for Dennison.
Yeah, and Crossman probably just was surprised how open.
So the insult comes with injury. There was also an illegal man downfield.
Oh, man.
What a swing that is for a team that we talked a ton about before this game started. Hey, red zone, big issue. They must score more touchdowns, less field goals all the time. Boy, that's a touchdown in every sense of the words there, and you just don't get it.
And this game, they've done a solid job in the red zone, but after that, they've got some work to make up for.
Yeah, that's going to sting if they can't punch this in. Davis Crossman drops, looks screen to his left. A one-handed snag for Hunter. Man, that's cool. Then there's a flag down, and this looks like it's going back again as Gacky signals it.
Multiple players signaling going back. Boy, Albion, that's rough. That's really rough.
You know what? That is more mental than physical that's really weighing on them this drive.
Yeah,
right? That's not about just executing technique, really. That's knowing where you are. Ooh, it's even a little bit worse. I assumed it's just going to be a run-of-the-mill hold. It's a blindside block, which is 15.
That tanks your confidence as a team, tanks your momentum. They had some great momentum going into this red zone. Now, sitting at the 25.
That's from the 6-yard line to start. This is kind of insane. Dennison is as wide open as you will ever see a football player, right? And the pass misses, and then everything unravels all at once. You got to figure this out and make sure you're even in field goal range. From where they are right here, it would tie the career long for Gerwinski. So, probably smart to keep this on the ground with Trudell. He does break a couple of tackles. Getting out of that bunch makes you probably feel a lot better about the field goal.
True, and Trudell, I don't know how he got out of that, actually. That was pretty impressive. Had like 3 guys on him. I thought he was down. Still able to find about a yard or 2 after the first hit.
Yeah, he's a monster. And just continues to get the football in accordance with that. It just makes total sense. Tyler Griffin in the backfield now goes 5'7", 166. Battle Creek kid from Lakeview. Backed up, though. Way backed up from what could have been easily a touchdown for Dennison. They're going to be thinking about that if they can't get this in the end zone. 3rd down, 16. Davis Crossman. Crossman slings it out quicker, and incomplete, broken up one more time by Paquin.
Nicely done, Kalamazoo there. A solid defensive possession. They're hyped up, as they should be. Sure, they may have gotten bailed out a couple times by some penalties. Either way, Albion has to go for the field goal here.
You say solid. I'm tempted to say that's the best defensive stand of the season. Now, it depends a little bit on the field goal attempt here, but, you know, Gerwinski is able to hit this here. Again, his career long's 42. I am stunned almost by how emphatic that stop was. 8 of 12 on the year for Gerwinski. It's hooking a little bit. He's got it. That is a big make. It makes it a 2-score ball game.
Gerwinski made that one look easy. The lefty kicker, don't see that all too much. But well done, putting it 16-6. Hornets down after a wild offensive possession from Albion. I don't think I've seen that many penalties really put them behind that much. It was kind of just upsetting if you're an Albion fan to see that happen.
Yeah, there was too much going on that drive, and undeniably in every way should have ended with a touchdown. It's got to be out of mind for you. I did want to make a little bit of a note. You say, okay, you don't see too many lefty kickers. Yeah, but Kalamazoo did graduate a very good one last season. Emery Roberts went 80% on his kicks. Just wanted to throw that in there real quick. All right. Kickoff comes 16-6 Brits, 3:49 to play here in the second quarter. Gerwinski got all of this one. Zekman gonna let it fly. This time it is in the first of 2 O's in Kalamazoo.
Yes, nice. And now we're looking at a drive very important for Kalamazoo. They're not going to be getting the ball back in the second half to start. So an important drive with 3 minutes and 50 seconds or so left.
And there were 3 and outs by both teams to start it, and it was real quiet, and then it absolutely wasn't.
Yeah, and a lot of these touchdowns Kalamazoo has had, they're not even red zone conversions. They're just huge plays like the one from Bell. Incredible. So let's see what the Nets have got today.
Just 28 yards through the air. Gonna need a whole lot more. Motion Hannafin out. Ooh, we got a flag down first from the back judge. You don't see that often.
No, you don't.
There's your answer.
I guess we were both just not paying attention to that.
Yeah, so he looks back there when he's, glancing at this play clock that's furthest away from him, and then he looks back to his own, and then, okay, if the ball hasn't been snapped by then, I've got to throw the flag. So he's right on that. Delay of game. Trips out to the right. Complete for Hannafin. Moat out there to block. Ooh, Britton's emphatically shut that down with Adam Mills.
Yeah, multiple players on the tackle there. Mills leading the way as he does. And now we hear a pickup of 1. Not great. Not the greatest field position now after that delay of game.
You wonder, are Mills' shoulders of that size that he makes his pads look that small?
I think you're right.
Oh, it's a little throwback screen for Johnson. Johnson, whoop! Johnson down that sideline. Oof. Rumble
Johnson.
and a little slick move.
A little finesse. Okay. I like it.
So now they're getting into the bag. They were oh so deep in that bag in the Olivet game, deeper than, in my mind, I've ever seen this program. Been around here a long time. Yeah, this is the time to go and do more of that. Scoop an RPO for Hannafin. Yep, really pretty good choice.
Gosh, I mean, multiple tackles shaken off there by Hannafin. He is not the biggest guy, but he is slippery. Able to get through a couple there.
Hannafin has to continue that pace. He's got that expectation of, well, I do want to be the leading receiver in everything always, and I think I am the best player in this conference and this and that and the other thing, so prove it now. Scoopin off his spot to his right. Scoopin circling around, really got to make a decision soon. Oh boy, he's finally able to get that football in the area of Moat.
And credit to Moat getting over there, giving Scoopin an option.
Yeah, you're probably thinking what I'm thinking. If nobody ends up being over there, grounding could be an awful, awful occasion for the offense.
Yeah, especially right then and there. Good job for Moat, as I said before.
So live to fight another down. It's just an incomplete pass. Hannafin in the slot to the right. Zekman out wide that way. They will run counter this time. Bell, not much to be had. When you go with a slower developing run play and you're running it at a quick athletic front, it's the risk that you run because Mills shut it down.
Yeah, now they're going to take this into that 2-minute mark, giving them a second to talk this over. We've seen the passing work very well for Kalamazoo all season. They're leading the MIAA in receiving yards, and so really just have to hone in on those wide receivers here. Maybe go for a couple deep plays. We haven't seen Scoopin take too many risks, but he has been pressured quite a lot. If he was at 100%, we probably would see him run this ball a lot more. Correct me if I'm wrong, Tanner, but I think that is the case.
Yeah, I fully agree. The designed quarterback run game has clearly been worked out. You don't have a single carry for Scoopin yet, as he is, as we had mentioned coming in, he was the leading rusher for this entire season. Hey, look, I hate jinxes, and I've rolled the dice before. A turnover-free first half for Scoopin, that means a turnover-free season to this point, though. So the offensive numbers aren't huge yet. The passing game has still got to get going. But he is still doing kind of everything asked of him. And now he's down to tie his shoe here. And
Clean.
making good decisions.
Very clean.
3rd down, 8. Motion Hannafin. They'll go to doubles. Roll a safety down to him. Scoopin. Got it out hot. And Johnson. 1st down.
Johnson targeted twice so far in this possession. A great gain. A big dude making a big gain. You like to see it. 1st down, Kalamazoo.
Had a huge game against Calvin. 6 for 123 did Jaden Johnson. And 7 catches last week quietly against Hope for 39 more. Scoop in. He's got Johnson one more time. Johnson is stuck. It's a pretty short gain.
Yeah, not a big gain there. He's open. Able to find him, though.
59, Eli Ziska is one of the other guys that you'll see rotating through at the outside linebacker spots for Albion. Hornets with 3 receivers in kind of a train look. Johnson, the tight end, now sets up as the inside most. Go with a mesh concept. They're looking deep. Hannafin! Just a hair beyond the fingertips. If he's in stride, probably walking into the end zone.
Yeah, and I saw him going for that deep route. I pointed to him, actually. I don't know if you saw me, Tanner.
You bet.
He is the man to look out for, and they did try to find him there, unable to convert, but again, dangerous as ever.
This is the 14th ranked passing game in the nation coming in. Over 320 yards a game. They haven't missed on too many of those this season. That's how you get that kind of number. Gonna need one here. Another 3rd and medium. Scoopin. Deep drop again. Complete for Bell. That's well short. He broke that first tackle. Then Ziska is slinging him back, and it goes for a loss.
All right, I mean, yeah, getting that loss there with a minute left on this clock. Gosh. You want to go for it, but it's super risky with 4th and 9 or so. So Man, Tanner, what do you think?
I was watching Scoop in there, and I was thinking, okay, this is either an improv dance routine, or they are really, really uncertain of what they want to go with play call-wise.
And they do have some time. Actually, excuse me, they do not have as much time, so they are going to call a timeout here.
Yeah, they let that play clock run down. So there's two things that could be happening. They could decide we're not willing to go for this and allow the Albion offense any time to do something and put some points up themselves. Or they could be getting absolutely on the same page and nailing down their play call, saying this is what we're going to do, we are going to execute, and we know exactly where everybody's going to be.
Yeah,
I'm not sure what the answer is, if they're going to go to the punt team here or if they're going to, again, find their absolute best 4th down and 8 or 9 play and go for it.
Yeah, again, you have 2 wide receivers, Johnson as well, really, all of them able to make a difference when they catch the ball. So I say you go for it just because you're down by 10 and you're about to go into the second half where you won't be getting that ball to start. As this timeout comes to an end, though, let's take a look at what they're doing.
Well, so Moat heads out there, but Moat's not looking to line up deep in the backfield. He's lined up on the line of scrimmage. Here's the offense.
And Moat has that one-on-one situation over there.
Yeah, literally nobody over on that half of the field. Kalamazoo's got quads, 4 eligibles, all to that right side, empty with Scoopin. You could go QB quick kick if you wanted to. Instead, they're going to throw for this. Scoopin on the out. Zekman first down.
Chemistry in motion. A beautiful pass, from Scoopin to Zekman.
You can't teach that. You have to earn that through hours and hours and hundreds of throws on that practice field all the time to have that kind of chemistry. It's split backs right now. Hannafin is one of them in the backfield. Now he'll motion out just for fun. Throw it again. That ball hot, and Zekman wasn't quite expecting it.
No, a bullet, and Zekman did not expect it.
I think that doinked off the face mask. I'm surprised by that. Again, just because of the play before, how perfectly in sync they were. It still doesn't hurt you too much here. You got 54 seconds, and where you are on the football field at the 22-yard line, you've got all the time in the world to get it in the end zone.
Yeah, really need to convert when they get into the red zone. Big problems for both teams, so important here.
2 huge bodies in that bunch, Moat and Johnson. Scoopin looking there. He's under pressure. Scoopin got to tuck this thing, eat the sack. Kalamazoo had 1 timeout remaining. Will they call it here?
They might just. Scoopin.
Okay, so they do.
Yeah, Scoopin there. I mean, we could argue he is one of the safest quarterbacks out there. Didn't want to take a hit. Didn't want to throw the ball away even on that one with so many people around you. So now, timeout with around 48 seconds left on the clock. Going to be 3rd and long if you're really trying to just convert and get a new set of plays. But if you're going that long, you might as well look to the end zone as well.
Let me give you a rebuttal, because this is what I expect most. I expect Cameron Lewis is going to factor into this one. Lewis had a big game against Calvin, making 3 out of 4 field goals, his long of 40 there. You look where the ball is at right now at the 22-yard line. It's undeniably within his range, but I think you make this kick a little bit easier, as Lewis has had 1 blocked. He also had the extra point that was blocked earlier. I think you make this kick a little bit easier, and you get even half the yardage, you're quite happy. That's my thought on a 3rd down and 15. I can't guarantee you. Dude, if I knew everything and saw everything, I'd love it. But unpredictable. Scoopin, 3rd and 15. He will go for it all. Zekman came back for the ball. What do you think? And penalties everywhere.
There you have it. Kalamazoo moving up on this one.
So they go shot for the end zone. Get the freebie.
Gosh, that's a huge bailout.
The first down, and now 43 seconds feels like an eternity. The offense is probably thinking, okay, we don't want to score on this first play. We might go on the ground for 1 or 2. What do you think?
I agree. They have a lot of time. Let's see what they run here. I mean, a score is the most important part, of course.
Yes, and you must get it. You must get probably a touchdown and not a field goal if it is at all possible.
Yes.
There's still a first down to be had, too. This ball is on the 12-yard line, so you could get a first down at the 2.
Oh, you are right. I didn't even notice, so.
Yeah, our sticks are still up. That's the one way you can kind of still tell. Johnson in the slot to the right. Been developing tons of chemistry with Scoopin. He'll look to his left first for Hannafin. Always a good choice. Hannafin is about halfway there.
Yep, another good 5-yard gain. Take those all day.
He's brought down there by Jaden Potter. Potter been flagged once in this one for the face mask. Back on the ball, 24 seconds. Scoopin falling away and just dirts this one for Bell.
Yeah, big pressure on him. Does stop the clock, though. Able to give them some time to get some new personnel out there.
21 seconds. You can't say is comfortable time on either side, because if Kalamazoo scores right away, yes, you know you will have to kick off, and yes, you know that Albion's got all these experienced receivers, and you've seen Crosman's arm. But Kalamazoo's thinking, well, it's only 21 seconds as well. We can't waste it. We don't want to get tackled in bounds, those kind of things. The third down snap upcoming. Bunch out to the left. You'd had a man come across early, but did the Hornets also move? If this is anywhere close to a free first down, it's huge for the offense.
False start. Offense, number 10. 5-yard penalty.
Ooh, and the quarterback is flagged. For the false start, you're not going to see that all too often.
No, you do not see that all too often. In fact, I was not looking at him before the play started simply because I'm used to a lineman.
Were you looking on the right side of the offensive line?
I was, yeah. I saw number 4 from Albion there. And it was Isaac Rayberg, I thought, jumped a little early, but in reaction to the quarterback instead of actually himself doing the action.
Yeah, indeed. Play clock's running down. Motion Hannafin to a 3-by-1. Scoopin looking solo side first. Gonna go once more. Zekman! Oh, incomplete at the end. It's punched out. And no flag this time.
Yeah, no flag there. I kind of thought I saw a little bit of physicality and some holding, but again, it might be equal opposite reaction. Both players staying physical with each other. So
you wanted to go like a chemistry department joke there or something?
I did want to do a chemistry department. I am not in that department, but there are certainly a couple players out there who are.
Yeah, no thank you. I'm good on all of that. You guys have fun with it. And the field goal from Cam Lewis is bombed on through. It helps a ton because it creates a one-possession game. It's 16-9.
Yeah, a very comfortable field goal with 12 seconds now on the clock. Does not give Albion a whole lot of time. Curious if they'll actually attempt something here. Go for something deep. But again, they do get that ball to start the second half.
I tell you what I wanted to say, too, as Hannafin was involved. In fact, Ryan Hannafin now is moving up right here real close to us. I want to, like, knock on the window or something, get his attention. Again, the older brother came through, showed him the ropes a little bit. Ryan was a fantastic #1 corner, loved to press, and guy made a ton of plays out here in the secondary. Now he's been able to watch his brother dominate from the moment that he stepped onto the football field in all facets. Every time the guy touches the football, one of the most dangerous that this place has ever seen, that this league has ever seen, and he's going to get real close to some all-time records here. Chills.
Yeah, absolute chills.
Bodie Brill to kick this off for Kalamazoo after Cam Lewis made field goal, 16-9. 12 seconds as this is fielded by Fracassi. Fracassi bounces this outside. Paquin wrapped him up. You got a flag down. Brody Quinn also in on the stop there on the special teams tackle. Let's see what this is. There's 6 seconds to play in the half.
So many flags in this game. Very penalty-based. And a lot of Okay. So, interesting there. Going to move Albion back a little bit. Penalties have dominated this game quite a bit. We've got now, I believe, 13 total in this first half.
Yeah, it's a big number. It's not that we haven't seen it before, but it does jump out from the stats at you. They're going to put Davis Crossman out of harm's way and going to have him take a knee right here.
Yeah, so no big Hail Mary possession, taking it right to halftime.
Did you get some like flashbacks and PTSD from the Olivet game? Like maybe they're just going to chuck one deep and just something crazy is going to happen. It's some monster play.
My gosh, yes. Olivet, just a crazy game in general, man. It was wild.
All right. Let's rifle through these first half stats. I suppose that's what the people will be wanting. Are you with me?
Oh, yeah.
All right, so Kalamazoo is going to rush for 98 yards, 74 of which came on a single one to Connor Bell. Then that means the rest of the time you're talking 10 carries for 24. Okay, you got to be a little bit more efficient than that. But 98 total yards rushing is in line with what they had been gaining for the entire game for most of the season. And on the passing side, you got 88 yards, still 0 turnovers on the season for Dawson Scoopin in a triumphant return. Braden Ledeen has got to be hot. He's got to be ready to go, as well as even Evan Aberger got involved a little bit in the game plan. If you want to really go QB run game, Aberger is a really quick freshman that they're excited about, really athletic. Albion rushes 22 times for 106. That's 4.8 a carry. They're going to keep hammering at you. They've got 83 yards receiving themselves. Davis Crossman has really been hurt by penalties around him, and that's kind of the number one thing that slowed this offense down.
Crossman, I mean, yeah, he's had a lot of chances to make a huge play. A lot of those chances have been offset by those penalties, and some of those throws just a little bit off as well.
All right. So that will take us to the half if you are satisfied.
I am satisfied, Tanner. Yes, I'm all good here.
Hey, as are we. These Albion Britons are going to be leading 16-9 when we come back for the second half. Tanner White and Quentin Powers, so excited to have you with us, and we'll tell you more about Kalamazoo's Compete for a Cause game when we come back.
Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics. Thank you for listening to the internet broadcast of Kalamazoo College Athletics. Today's game is starting in just a few minutes, and pregame coverage will start in just a moment. Thank you for listening to Kalamazoo College Athletics.
We hate to interrupt this elevator music, but it is time to return to the football game. The second half coming up. It's the Kalamazoo Hornets and the Albion Britons. It's a 16-9, oh-so conventional score as Albion leads coming out of the break. Tanner White and Quinton Powers. Dude, do you like football yet?
I love football, bro. This has been a really, really fun game. A very interesting one. Lots of things happening, to be honest. With all the penalties, all the changes. Scoopin back in for Kalamazoo has been a big surprise to me. And the way they're playing him is a little different from normal as well. Tanner, what about you? I know you love football. I know you've played it for many, many years. Give me some of your thoughts, man. I always like to hear what you have to say.
There's still more big chunk plays to be had. That comes all the way down to execution. We've got two really good quarterbacks. Again, we've seen this hose on Davis Crossman's right shoulder. This guy, he's just got to connect on a couple more of those for Albion, and then, hey, they could put up a big lead. And for Kalamazoo, Scoopin's 13 out of 18. He's having to be real methodical, checking it down a whole bunch. But 28 attempts, he could rack up some really big numbers, too, if he just gets on the same page with everybody. Ready, ready, swarm. Bodie Brill to bring it back in. The second half kicking off. And this is fielded way deep down, maybe about the 3 or 4 yard line by Jalen Johnson. Johnson's got a bunch of juice. He is going to be stuck, though, and the Hornets will track this down. Paquin is in on that again, along with the psychotic Zach Sykes.
Oh, yeah. Nice kick there by Bodie Brill. He hasn't gotten as many kicks this season, but he's been leading the way for Kalamazoo there. Good job cleaning it up, not having that one jump out of bounds.
And I did want to take a mention of Bodie Brill and his older brother, Brevin, a guy who's had a very much lasting impact on the entire Kalamazoo athletics program between golf and soccer. A graduate last year and also a golf team captain. Albion will start on the ground. What else is new here? This is Alex Trudell. Now he is stuck at the end. I mean, Callaway just took my breath away, but it's still a good run for Trudell on the first down.
Yeah, that's one way to start out the next half. I mean, that's certainly a way to get yourself pumped up, get the team pumped up. A big hit like that.
Brits are back on the ball. Davis Crossman, your freshman quarterback out of St. Joseph. efficient, but hasn't had to launch too many. And when he has been a little bit off target, this is a swing out for Trudell. He lunges forward. He will have the first down, brought down by Paquin again.
Nice catch and run from Trudell there. I mean, they just keep running the same type of system, finding those short passes into big gains. It moves the chains. It's not the most exciting way to play football, but it gets the job done.
They just haven't needed to do more than that. On their own 33-yard line here, the 1st and 10 play coming. Tight bunch. Go play action into it. Crossman will throw. Paquin, that is strapped.
Paquin, big impact in this game so far. A great read getting there before Moore does there. Moore has not been able to get the ball nearly as much as we've seen him in past games. I mean, we're looking at Crossman really trying to find him and hasn't been able to nearly as much as we have expected in this game.
I've got Cam Moore right now with 1 for -1. That's shocking. Come in as a leading receiver. Credit to that Kalamazoo defense. 2nd and 10 after the incompletion. Go back to the run, Trudell. Trudell is stacked up. Hudson and others going to drive him back, but they get about half of the yardage they need.
Okay, we're looking at 3rd and 5 now. The run game has really worked, as we've seen. Do they keep it on the ground here? Give Crossman maybe a chance to throw it short, as we've seen as well.
I definitely expect the RPO game to be in play. I would look for the 5th-year Dennison, probably been the most reliable guy for a full career worth. That's my thought on it. He's in the slot to the left. Davis Crossman. Hornets bringing 5. Crossman to the flat. Tayshawn Nichols, he's got the first down. Stopped by Cargill.
A nice gain by Tayshawn Nichols, finding the gap on the outside to give them that first down. Pretty comfortable there. Crossman scrambling. Very good job to find his running back Nichols.
If you weren't with us in the first half, we got to chat pregame with Kalamazoo defensive coordinator Clay Whitehead. He said, hey, this is a 3-headed monster in the backfield between Trudell, Nichols, and Nevin Dent. This time they're going to sneak the tight end Davey underneath. Davey caught a block, a big one too from Fracassi. He's bouncing off a couple and he's inside the 40.
Yeah, he shook off a couple after as well. A great block there from Albion to give him a couple extra yards.
So Fracassi showing, yeah, I'm not in any way just a kick returner. That was a block that just sprung that for 17 yards. Albion back on the ball. They've got the tight end Davey now off to the left. Could be an indication that ball wants to go there. Out of a doubles look. They'll run the other way though this time. Nichols got hardly anything. Ball a buck is in on the stop.
Good stop from Kalamazoo. Going to keep needing that. We haven't seen them stop the running game nearly as well as they would have liked, of course.
Kalamazoo makes some substitutions here. Tommy Cardis in at that Mike Backer spot. Spelling Corey Garrison. And Jeff Hudson, again, he's your freshman corner. Hudson is going to be the corner closest to us on the defensive left. Rather, the defensive right. Hornets back. Humphreys off of the line of scrimmage a little bit. Show pressure the other way. Crossman, all the time in the world. Play clock is now down to 3. And Crossman, deep 5-step drop, gets thumped. Got it off. Paquin, and rejected again.
Humphreys with the pressure coming at him like a train. Crossman able to get the ball out. Just a little too high there. We've seen Crossman get pressured before and make some really incredible passes. But there, Kalamazoo's defense swarmed.
And if this should be an incompletion here, you're going to force a really interesting decision too, again, at that sort of triple point. Because, boy, do you want to punt it? No, not really. You don't gain a ton from it. Do you want to kick a field goal? Too deep for that. Do you want to go for it? Well, if we miss, then the offense on the other side gets a good start. Let's find out first. 3rd down, 9 to go. Crossman, Davey, and he's thumped. Good night. Paquin again.
And Paquin did get the stop, but I believe there was some sort of collision. Paquin went down right away.
Well, if that should end his afternoon, what an exclamation point it was. I mean, this is the breakout game defensively, arguably, that we've seen. It's tough to say that because he did have a couple of incredible games with Janiga. He had a 3-sack game. You had, well, there's a couple of other ones you can point to. I mean, Cargill, you can't call him a breakout because everybody knows about him. But just the way that Paquin stepped into the starting lineup and immediately is involved in covering so many of the number one receiving options.
Yeah, Paquin, he is up, he's running. Could have just been a little bit of a collision, a little bit of uncomfortableness. I mean, is it even possible to get the wind knocked out of you in football? I don't necessarily think so, but he's okay. He's getting taps from his teammates. They'll look him over just to make sure he's all right. But as my friend Tanner has said, he has done a great job this game.
All right, so the decision's made. 4th down and 9. They're going to go for this thing. The Hornets showing just 3 up on the line of scrimmage. Could they look to bring a little bit more pressure, make Crosman get this out? They go with 5. Cargill had a hand on him. This is complete for Kasi. Did he get all the way there? He sidesteps. He's got the 1st down. Whoa, what a move that only a kick returner maybe could figure out how to do. Shifty.
Yeah, that was really nice. I was very surprised that Crossman was able to get the ball out of there with all the pressure on him. But a fantastic read by his wide receiver to come in, ball, find the open space. A huge down on 4th and able to make it 1st and 10 now.
Yeah, it's the biggest conversion by anybody so far in this ball game. I'm going to go ahead and say that one. Bounce it way out. Ooh, you got a pancake thrown, but that block looks like it's going to make this thing come back. Also, there's another stick put on downfield by Callaway to end that run, but it's the receiver making the block that we're looking at there at Ethan Barker.
A big hit from Callaway. He was pretty confident after that. Probably some smack talk.
What did I tell you? That's Ethan Barker, and it's a shame to come and get a mix like that and throw a big old pancake, and then still it doesn't wind up your way, and it actually hurts your team. That's truly a shame for him, but he threw the pancake, so a little bit, as it were.
Yeah, true. And still going to be moving back again a little bit, but not the worst thing in the world. You're still 1st and 20. They've been doing a pretty solid job at making up for these penalties.
Yeah, but they continue to mount, right? Far too many of them. It is a 3rd and 20 coming up. A 1st and 20, pardon me. Evan Dent outside. Dent slipped before he could really get started. Now Cardis and a bunch of others. That's a swarm.
Yeah, little slip there made all the difference. Kalamazoo able to read that before Dent was able.
This drive has quietly taken almost 6 minutes off the clock. This is still the 1st drive of the 2nd half for Albion.
Wow, yeah, it has been a very slow possession for them here. Have not gone for a ton of risky pass, but then saw from Davey earlier.
Make it 2nd down and 20. They're going to rule that was no gain on the rushing play. Davis Crossman out of the this time by Alex Trudell, your top back. Trudell open in the flat. Hunter.
This defense is looking better than I've ever seen it so far in this. Pretty great defensive possessions.
You've witnessed a shutout.
Exactly, and a lot of that defense was rush defense. Pass defenses showing it off with lots of different pressures. And I'm happy to see it for Kalamazoo. It's something they've wanted to improve on, especially after and last week against Hope College.
Going to get that first MIAA win of the season, and we're going to find out who it's going to be soon enough. Davis Crossman will launch intermediate. It's caught. Now that's a great way to make up after the flag. Ethan Barker snags this, but it's still probably a little short.
Yeah, a great catch and a little bit of run afterwards. It looks like there's go for it here.
Yeah, isn't that fascinating?
It is fascinating because if this goes wrong, gives Kalamazoo College a solid chance.
And this isn't just getting up to the line trying to draw them. It's 4th and 7, so you wouldn't get a free first down.
Right.
This is, hey, we're going for this. 4 wide. Crossman's got some time. He's got a fastball. It's doing one more time. Hunter incomplete. And that's a 4th down. And
Hunter is going to want that one back. That is really disappointing. Ball slips out. Now Kalamazoo really gets to show off right after their defense does an incredible job.
Let's go back to the red zone. There is so many ways that possession could end. One of the only isn't going to. Stops by possession out.
Yeah, that's a rough one. But
Oh,
now,
boy.
Kalamazoo back out here.
Yeah, they are. Their first offensive snap here. The second, it's half. This is, again, a 74-yard touchdown. I'm told that you can't the distance on every single one.
No, that is true. And, of course, you would want that. And maybe there's a possibility of that happening again. But if I'm Albion, I'm really doing everything in my power to not have history repeat itself.
The time of possession is over 2-1. 25 minutes. Kalamazoo coming into this drive was at 12 minutes and 19 seconds. Scooping over the middle. Johnson curled up. He's close to the first down as he is hurdled over by 11 Jimmy Bona.
Job again. Johnson open, and Johnson a huge. 6'4", around 250. A unit out there, able to take any type of hit.
More time on the third and real short. All the patience in the world to sift through and get the first down.
Concentration and patience from Bell, getting that first down there. The third and short. It's pretty easy. It's only a couple yards, but it's very important. All things people take.
Kalamazoo is over 50% on third down for the season. We'll tell you about where they are today in a moment. Scoop and design rollout. Zekman caught it real short. Still stretches the football out.
Yeah, Zekman putting the extra effort at the end, give him a couple yards.
So after that short conversion, Kalamazoo is now 3 out of 10. Of course, 30%. Still not good enough, not where they need to be. Because again, 50% for the season, that is a fantastic number. And they go RPO complete. Hannafin. He's got a chunk. He's nearly to midfield.
Yeah, and he got the boost afterwards with the tackle from behind. Again, yards for these Hornets. He's just an incredible player.
Automatic as they come. Oh, boy. Overshot. 6'5" receiver out there, and Scoopin is upset at himself.
Yeah, it was open, and at 6, the ball pretty in Moat. I've seen Moat a couple nice one-handed catches before, able to make some pretty nice diving catches we saw earlier this season on this field, but just a little too high there.
Now they will go counter. Bell to his left. Bell following that guard, Shemwell. And make it 3-4. Third and medium up.
Third and medium here. Always looking for reliable options. Hannafin, Zekman, and Johnson even able to really help out on these third down plays. If I'm scooping, I'm looking for Johnson up in the middle here. Let's see.
Scoopin will look Hannafin's way. That's too tall, too. Punched again. Man, Olenek is relentless as they come. That's how you rack up a sack per game. That's his pace.
Yeah, now Skupin talking. I think he's trying to argue for a late hit there. And honestly, the refs actually looked like they were listening to him.
Yeah, you won't always see that.
No, you don't.
Glad you pointed that out. That's true, though.
So now Mo moving from wide receiver here.
20 through 5. Improve upon position is going to be so crucial to winning this game. Fracassi watches this bounce. A very positive roll for Kalamazoo. Man, that might be down inside the 10. Oh, I think it was touchdown at the 12 is what they're going to say?
Yeah, I believe one of the Kalamazoo College players kicked the ball a little bit. Unsure who that was who kicked it, trying to maybe trick out the refs a tiny bit.
You think it maybe the long snapper Kulikowskis?
Yeah, I think Kulikowskis gave it a tap.
I'm told, though, that that's still a pretty good outcome. Again, you had average 0.6 per punt. The ire of last time, the one that was a little bit off the side of the foot, that is a much, much better punt. Off to the right. Run Trudell to his left. Trudell, man, he threw Cargill. We're not going to see that often.
Yeah, whoa. I'm pretty surprised. Really physical and Cargill. You don't see him get thrown around often.
Yeah, but that's what you get with all these monster backs. Everybody in that backfield is just big. Davey, tight end off the ball to the right. Davey will pull this time. Come out and help in the run. Stacked up again. This might be a little bit high that first.
Yeah, he was stopped there. We haven't seen Kalamazoo stop him too much, but I will say on that last drive from Albion, defense has significantly improved for Kalamazoo.
This has just got to be tight the rest of the way. It's just destined to be now, right?
Oh, yeah.
Needing just two in the with Alex Trudell. Crossman looking, wanted the swing at first, goes for Dennison as he a couple of moves. Dennison fumbled the football! And who's got it? Oh my, Kalamazoo takeover!
Kalamazoo finding the strip.
Your fifth year, your leader, your most accomplished and most reliable on this football fumbles the ball. Kalamazoo to start at the 30. Okay, that's the biggest play for me. I mean, forget the 74-yard rush even. This is a 7-point ball game toward the end of the third quarter, and that is a huge swing plus a bunch more.
Tanner, that was a really, really great strip. I believe Brody Quinn was the one who jumped on it. Unsure who got the strip.
We'll let our stats crew figure that out. Thanks so much to them. Scooping off of the deep drop. Got a lot of time. Got Jaden Jones. Are you kidding me? He caught it.
My goodness. If you put a pin, like, I don't even think Scooping does it, man. He is just so clean with it.
He's a magic man. I don't know what's going on with this guy. Not a single turnover on the entire season. And just when he needs it, he finds it somewhere, somehow. Scooping, play action. Off the double move, Hannafin, he dropped it in a bucket, touchdown! I was saying?
My goodness, Scooping, give him a bow and arrow. He finds the bullseye every time. Hannafin looked like he got it hit before the play, and now finds the end zone, making this game all the more interesting.
It's the most magical, most unexplainable, and most automatic duo in the MIAA right now. Extra point by Cam Lewis. Up and good.
And now things get really interesting, Tanner. This game 16-16. Albion, last few drives, unsuccessful. They really need to clean now. And they have been generally clean. Only that turnover on downs, and now that fumble resulting in a very, very quick score from Kalamazoo. Only 30 seconds from the fumble to the score.
Okay, hear me out. Albion, play calling. Do you go right back to Dennison to reinstill that confidence, to get a couple first downs quickly, or would you start to look somewhere else?
I mean, Dennison does have that touchdown. Cameron Moore has not been able to catch the ball as much as we've seen him this season. Those tight ends have made a huge difference in this game. It could be a good time to stay technical, keep getting those kind of short gains with the tight ends. But a deep shot could be great as well. I mean, there's so many options.
Bodie Brill, a little higher, more shallow kickoff this time. It is fielded by Fracassi. Fracassi in stride, and you could kind of see a big return developing there. Did this ball come out too? Oh, this ball game could flip on its head in mere seconds. Wait for it. It looks like it's, for now, going to stay with Albion. Or is it even catch fumble? And any way you slice it, it looks like it's going to be 4th down.
Yeah, it looks like they're going to call this 4th down.
But with the spot of the football, are you saying that that's complete and short of the line to gain?
Yep, it does look like it's going to be short, but a completion.
Dylan Gackey came off for Kalamazoo, rather came on. He was being spelled at the left end spot by Ron Lawrence. Kalamazoo got to stack this up. It's 4th down and a single yard to go for this Albion offense. And immediate pressure. Dent, he's not going to get there. One of the biggest 4th down stops on the season.
And now you see both teams signaling towards their own possession. He did put his hand out. I did see that football go out in front of him. We don't have the best angle.
Yeah, but look at where the ball is spotted. I don't think there's any way. I think they need all the way to the 49, and they just don't have it.
Yeah, I think you're correct.
Unless it's time to measure real quick and bring the chain crew out, I think that's what we're going to get. They need all the way to the 49-yard line. That nose of the football versus the tiniest point on this chain. That is the biggest question. And it's a stop.
Kalamazoo can rejoice in this. Celebrate their stop here.
So they needed even a tad bit beyond the 49.
They did. They had a little bit more to go. Was not nearly as close as I thought it would be, actually. But
and that's your 6'3", 240-pound monster Nevin Dent. But then you're met immediately after the handoff, and all of that just instantaneous pressure. He's never able to get up to speed and never able to run over people the way he does.
Whoa, now, well, I'm seeing something else out here now.
I think that's just sending the chain back to the sideline.
Okay. I saw a couple Albion players get confused, and I also did, so.
Yeah, it's all right. You just had the official measurement, and plus the down marker still shows 4th. That's got to change. But everybody's a little, shaken and stirred and whatever you want to say about it.
There's been some confusion throughout the whole game with every call and every play, so.
Well, a lot to think about with all of these penalties and the turnovers and this and that and the other thing. Hey, football game. The Hornets after the 4th down stop. Scooping another design rollout. He wants to loft this. Zekman caught it. Zekman down the sideline. And touchdown, Kalamazoo. They did it again.
Only took them a few seconds after gaining possession. Incredible. Zekman put on the boosters. Kalamazoo taking the lead.
Two such dangerous receivers on the double moves. When it's Zekman and Hannafin, you just know we're in trouble. as that's a really good spot put down by Arvin Krishna on the holder, and Cam Lewis blasts through the extra point. It's those two guys who are two of the most dangerous that this place has ever seen. You must know if you're on an island, you've got to be deeper than the deepest.
Yes, exactly. Deeper than the deepest. I like that. And I also like how Kalamazoo, after getting a really, really, really big stop on defense, a pivotal one that was a little confusing for a second, the offense comes right back out there and delivers instantly. So quick, so incredible. Hornets lead 23-16 in this one, looking for that first MIAA conference win.
Zekman becomes the leading receiver with that 50-yard bomb. 4 for 77 for him, a touchdown. 8 for 62. Hannafin has had to slog his way through, as it were, with the longest catch of just 15, but he's got another touchdown. And Jaden Johnson, again, really underrated catch in a ton of traffic, the last touchdown drive, to give Hannafin that chance to then catch the one down on the goal line. And Johnson's got 5 of 55 himself. Bodie Brill, kickoff. Fracassi at the 10 this time. Got back beyond the 40 last time. Fracassi diving forward nearly to the 35. Good looking return as he continues to hug that area between the hash and the numbers.
If he stayed on his toes there, he had some room between all of those players on Kalamazoo. So a great gain nonetheless. Albion, they really have to lock it in on offense, stay as clean as they can as well. Haven't necessarily gotten a ton of turnovers. They're just getting stopped.
Yeah, 3rd and 4th downs. That's where the ball game is going to be won and lost. We're not quite to the final frame. You got 27 seconds to play in the 3rd quarter. Crossman slung it out quick like a shortstop. It's complete. And look at that camera frame. You want to talk about 11 hats to the football?
Yeah, gosh, it's just incredible swarming. And now Kalamazoo is starting to adjust their defense to these types of gains. Those really short passes trying to lead into really long gains. So now this 3rd quarter comes to an end.
Everybody throws up those 4 fingers on one hand. You know what that means? That means 15 more minutes between the Hornets and a first MIAA win on the season. We should say 15 more minutes for anybody, because Albion, they probably didn't think they were going to be here at 2-4. It's a really high standard that they hold themselves to, and they haven't started how they wanted to or needed to. That, in part, necessitated a quarterback change last week. Davis Crossman still able to put up the big numbers, still has the big gun again strapped to that right shoulder. But now it's show me time, it's prove it time, and it's going to be essentially on him. Dennison, again, could be in his head a little bit after the catch fumble, had the big first down, he turns it over, that leads to a touchdown. Kalamazoo gets the ball back super quick, scores again, and now it seems a little bit daunting. So what does Davis Crossman and that offense have left in the tank in the 4th quarter?
And I think you reviewed it perfectly, Tanner. Let's see what he's got in the tank.
Tight end plus a couple receivers all out to the right. Run Trudell up the gut. Trudell, again, he's going to be dragging Cargill. He's got the first down and more.
Yeah, this is why Trudell is one of the best running backs in the MIAA. Not only is he given the ball a lot, he is also given the ball a lot because he can run at incredible paces. He is as strong as ever. A great game.
First down, nearing midfield, their own 48-yard line. Same formation here. Back Trudell. Fake it to him. Get the tight end Davey underneath again. Some room to run. Now he's driven back and driven down. Take your pick. Gacky, Garrison, Cargill, I suppose. Whoever you want.
All the bodies out there to stop that. Similar play to what we saw where he was finding Davey doing that kind of sidearm type of throw, showing some finesse from Crossman. This is why he is the starter.
Yeah, the guy's undeniably earned it now, and I think you expect with them that they'll roll the rest of the season with him. Trudell leapt outside, broke the tackle from Cargill. Paquin stood him up, ball is out! Fumble! But what do you think? Is it out of bounds? Or who's on it?
I see one referee kind of... Yeah, he looks like he's pointing to keep it for Albion.
Wow.
That ball may have been stripped out of bounds. I saw a Hornets player, I'm not too sure who, really not even go for the tackle, aiming just for the ball there, realizing Trudell didn't have the greatest grip on it.
There's two linemen who I think one of them came up with the recovery. You got the left guard, Will Smith, is 73, and the right tackle, De'Arion Bond, is 72. I think one of them came up with it right on that sideline. Credit to those guys for getting there. Trudell, back up the gut. Following some monster blocks, Trudell might pop this one. Trudell, green grass, into the end zone from 42 yards out, touchdown Brits.
And it's too easy for Trudell. Keeping his confidence, especially after losing the ball. They give it right back to him, and he goes straight to the end zone for one of his longest gains on the season. Well done there, locking themselves back into this game.
That is going to be the longest rush for Trudell by 4 yards. Came in with a previous long of 38. This is a 42-yard touchdown run. Logan Gerwinski, extra point. Up and good. 23 all, 12:58, fourth quarter. All right, well, so one more all-new ball game. I guess it's only right.
Yeah, 23-23, right back kind of where we were a few minutes ago and in that last quarter. Tanner, I'm looking at some interesting statistics. We were given this sheet before the game started of all this type of information of Albion. Now, there's some things on here that really strike my interest. The record of Albion when they're behind after the third quarter is 0-49, which is very interesting because it was super close throughout this whole game so far. Does that even apply? I'm unsure. So again, kind of an interesting thing to think about as this game is tied up at 23. Could they break that streak?
It was certainly a good start for them on that first possession that leaked into the fourth quarter. Didn't start in the fourth quarter, but you know what we mean. And I will drop in another historical note in a moment that we learned before this one kicked off. Speaking of kickoffs, Gerwinski might hook this one. Zekman lets it go, and it will go into the end zone. What I'm looking at is, have you seen the all-time winningest programs in Division III history? Because it's interesting. Should Albion win this one, they would move up to a tie with Amherst for 10th place all time. And Amherst currently trailing right now 31-23. They also had a 1 p.m. kickoff, so that game is in action right now.
Yeah, curious to see for both legacies and their historical placements. Quite the interesting thing.
Yeah, just another little side note I wanted to drop in. Hornets with a bunch off to the left. They'll go toss crack. Oh, good patience. Majorana popped out the back of that.
Yeah, great patience, as you said, Tanner. I like that a lot for Kalamazoo. Kind of not embracing the contact as they normally do on that running game and avoid it to the outside.
Good start to the drive. Call it a 6-yard run on that toss. Put 3 eligibles all out to the left. Throw short for Hannafin. Hannafin picks up the block from Johnson. Cuts back inside. Hannafin slips 2, 3 more. Hannafin still on his feet. He stepped out at midfield. Are you kidding me?
Oh my gosh, Tanner. This guy is unreal. He, 4, maybe 5 different times, he looked like he was going to get tackled and be down. Fights through it. This is why he leads the MIAA in so many different statistics.
It's comical. Scoop in. Immediate for Zekman. Zekman now he lunges forward and he's near the first down.
And Tanner, we said it. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Keep giving it to those guys, Zekman and Hannafin, who the Hornets have relied on all season for offense.
They've had the big plays. They've found them in the second half. Had to go real slow and methodical in the first. Majorana jumped outside. He stepped right over a man after trucking him. That was cold. Cameron Jones caught the brunt of it.
Kalamazoo's looking really physical on this drive. It's interesting how they've sort of evolved as this game has gone on. They don't look like they've run out of energy. They only look as if they've improved physically.
And Majorana's got a lot of attitude running the football now. Goes 5'9", 180. Scoop in. Receiver fell down. Now it's intercepted. Intended for Hannafin, and Isaac Rayberg with one of the biggest turnovers of Albion season. Now, wait. Officials conference real quick. Whoa. After the mild arrhythmia that I've just been given, it's an incomplete pass.
This one is being called off. Must have hit the ground before the catch.
Do you know what I want to see from Hannafin? Oh, he just made the adjustment right now. He had the mouthpiece in his face mask, and I thought, you better go and put that in. Just don't risk it in any kind of way, man. And he did.
No. Exactly. And now,
second life again.
yeah, big bailout.
It was, and it feels that way. And again, if this turns into a scoring drive, you're going to think a lot about that play if you're Albion defensively. You're going to say, we needed to have that so bad and didn't quite get it. Scoopin and Majorana in the shotgun, 3 wide out to the left. Looks that way first, comes to his right. Swings in the flat, Majorana, and couldn't shake the first. That is a fantastic tackle from Jimmy Bona.
Yeah, Bona there really making the difference. Scoopin did find an open receiver, staying clean again. And that interception wasn't meant to be, but that was a great tackle to give them a really hard and long third down, excuse me.
No worries, 3rd down and 12. 38 stops, 3.5 for loss coming in for Bona. He wants to throw quick. He's got Zekman. Zekman, the sidestep rodeo move. And he is real close. Let's see on the spot.
Ooh, I don't know. I think they're calling him a tiny bit short.
Well, that to me says get up on the ball. I think that's what they're doing right now.
Trying
They're
to catch
under
him off
center.
guard.
Scoop in with the sneak. Brits think they blew this thing up.
I don't know if he got through.
Needed a yard. Let's see. We might need another measurement here. It's kind of the only time you'll see Kalamazoo go under center.
Yeah, we really don't see them do that a whole lot. Now they're calling it towards Albion. So,
wow, it is being ruled short.
What could have been a really smart, quick way to convert on that 4th down does result in a turnover on down. So Albion gets another shot at this one. What a very interesting drive from Kalamazoo. Tanner, does it kind of tank your confidence, or what do you think about that?
I think you've got to believe in your defense and all the good things that they've done throughout the whole season. I know you've had 2 off weeks defensively, getting up the big number to Olivet and, of course, Hope. But I think you've got to believe in them now, and that was why the decision was made. Talk about it in a moment. Trudell slipped a couple more tackles. Now he is turning it on in this 4th quarter. He's out to the 40.
Yeah, and trusting your defense right there is important, but with games like that from Trudell, it gets a little scary. That was the same exact way of how he escaped to score a touchdown on their last drive.
So I still think evolutions of that QB sneak that you can do, take your quarterback all the way off the field and go a really big body like a Jaden Johnson type up under center and just run sort of a tight end sneak, or go true tush push and get that back Majorana right behind him and give him a little further boost. Play action here, dump it underneath. Amar Hunter got this one. And Quinn shot and missed. This is going to be about 5 yards.
Yeah, and only a few yards there on that shorter gain for this offense. And Johnson hasn't received a whole lot. Or excuse me, that was Amar there, Hunter Amar.
They will go slow, delayed handoff, and good job defending for Kalamazoo. Tayshawn Nichols makes it maybe 3rd and 5. Yeah, it's just destined to come down to the thirds and the 4th downs, and every down is just big and feels like it means so much. Nothing's going to be easy.
No, not at all. And defense has been dominating for both teams here, making all the difference. Kalamazoo really needs to put some pressure on this 3rd and 5.
Yeah, I do think it's highly likely you see an extra rusher or two here. They got a couple of guys standing up in those A-gaps. Hornets bring 4. Crossman has some time. Over the middle, he's got the tight end Hunter for the 1st down.
It's as easy as that. You only need to be a couple inches. You can be only a couple centimeters in front, and you will be able to convert those downs. So keeping it simple.
And they have done a ton of that. I don't think we've gotten to talk about that enough. To keep it simple with this freshman QB starting game number 2 for his career, they've probably done about as good as you could possibly ask for on that side. Crossman, play fake. Wanted the double move. He's still going to sling this thing. There's flags all over the place. This looks like an easy enough call. Just awkward.
Yeah, very awkward there. It kind of seemed he was going for the screen, going for one of those short passes into a huge gain, but now multiple flags on the field as he was looking deep.
So now I get to talk about routes, which I don't do a ton of, but... Okay, so we knew the flag was going to be on Paquin there. What I'll tell you is Kalamazoo loves to run a screen and go, right? So your guy will, sit and kind of wait there at the line of scrimmage or even take one step kind of backward to show, okay, screen at first. And then they love to have Hannafin or Zekman wheel up the sideline and become open on double moves. You've already seen them hit on some of those, including the touchdown for Zekman. But Albion shows it this time, and it's a different receiver. You have a guy underneath to hold that coverage underneath, and then a deep route over top of it that they look for. Results in the penalty. Crossman, play fakes. He wants to go for it all for the end zone, looking at Paquin's side again. This is just underthrown and incomplete.
And he has an arm on him, but that one was just a little too short in front of his receiver, Cameron Moore, who we've talked about a couple times, has not received the ball nearly as much as we would have expected.
All right, a 2nd down and 10 play. The incompletion means you can live to fight another down. Run Nichols. Nichols threw his blocker down. That's an unenviable position if you're in front of that guy.
Yeah, Nichols was able to get through, but there was some sort of collateral as his blocker also got hit. Moving Nichols back probably only would have made a couple yard difference, but interesting to watch. Now Albion, real important here that they make this conversion. A tie game with 6 minutes and 30 seconds left to go.
Crossman, another deep drop. This time he's got to spin around. He's in a whole bunch of trouble. He's still going to get it out and knocked away by Paquin one more time.
I think that is the 3rd, maybe 4th tip from Paquin in this game.
The guy has got to play more going forward with the kind of performance that we've seen. And after that penalty, it would be easy to get rattled. It'd be easy to get off your game to say, oh, well, they're going to target me every time, and now I got to be so perfect on my technique. No, the kid is just playing football. Such a high level, too. The punter, Bowman, has all the time in the world. Kalamazoo rushed nobody. That was kind of fun. And they're in a really good spot to down this deep as they do.
And they probably could have let that one bounce even a little bit more. This is going to be a tough start for Kalamazoo, but not impossible. Still a lot of time on that clock. A huge drive like this would bring everyone up, of course, and inspire your defense to make a really big difference. But Albion, their defense also in a great position here to possibly get some points on the board as well with a safety, but Skupin now, let's see what he's got.
He does stand in his end zone. A penalty in the end zone would go for a safety, and Skupin wields outside, incomplete from Oates.
A little bit off from Skupin. Skupin was on the ground after that play for a second. And this is where I start to remind myself of when Ladine was out there chucking the football down, but Skupin is just so accurate. You really need him in situations like this.
Quick screen. Not a bad idea to get your receiver some room to run. Zekman. He got the first down. Crucial.
Very crucial. That accuracy, that short pass leading into a big gain from Zekman. And now 6 minutes left on that clock.
Man, we'll talk about that time management in a second, but I hear you. Trips to the left. Skupin is looking to the right. And, ooh, that's a miscommunication. It's exactly what I was talking about, though. I think Zekman is thinking, okay, double move there, but he curled up a little bit early, and then eventually it's going to turn vertical. Skupin was looking for him to go there right away.
Yeah, and that's the type of chemistry this team has, able to figure out where my wide receiver is going to be, find your friend on the offensive end.
Well done. Now my question on clock management, would you want to make this the very last drive of the ball game because you got 5 minutes and 44 left?
That would be ideal, but 5 minutes and 45 seconds is a lot of time to make up. It is possible, though.
Now you're going to see Zekman, I think, undeniably caught that ball on his backside and was down. Thought that was clear to see from our angle.
I'm a little confused.
Unless they're saying he was on top of a defensive player. I don't think there's any way that that was the case. I thought it's very clearly the moment Zekman catches this, his backside's on the ground.
Yeah, and that is unlike Zekman to lose the ball. He's very tough, able to control the ball. The refs are talking this over.
And you had the Kalamazoo defense ready to go. I mean, some guys ventured as far as to be all the way into the green. And Gackey's kind of still there. Tommy Cardis, Ballabuck, Janinga. I mean, most of that defensive unit is a couple of steps from the football field. But again, I just thought that was clear.
The discussion early is the ball carrier was on top of a defender, fumbled, recovered by Albion. First down, Albion.
Wow, so it is what we said. He rolls on top of a defender, and then the ball is knocked loose. I thought that's an outside possibility. That's what we've got.
Yeah, that's interesting. I don't really see this a lot in other. I feel like I haven't really seen that happen. And Kalamazoo, I mean, that's just a huge loss. Gosh.
You always know it's a threat. You always know when fighting for extra yards, it becomes more difficult to protect the football.
That is true. You do become a little more clumsy with it as you're becoming a little more ambitious as well.
One more dramatic beat to this football game. 5 minutes and 34 seconds. Albion offense. Here they come. Complete for Dennison. Dennison inside. Hornets have Quinn ripping at the football. Got a short gain on first down.
Yep, solid short gain. It's what they do, and it's what they have been doing in fantastic field position.
Boy, to think two of the most reliable and outstanding receivers in this game would have costly catch fumbles like that. I mean, this is why you play the games. Like I say, you ever think you know what you're going to get here on Angel? Not a chance. Tayshawn Nichols up the gut. Nichols might pop this. Nichols, and threw Paquin off. He might be nearing the goal to go. Let's see when these sticks move, or if they move.
I do believe the referee is signaling those chains to be thrown there to be first and goal.
Yeah, best time in the whole ball game for the chain crew. They get to drop those things and just watch.
Yeah, take a second, take a breath.
And become spectators just like the rest of us. Only difference is we have a fantastic seat up here, you and I. Davis Crossman, still flanked by Tayshawn Nichols. Crossman pulls it himself. Crossman got nearly halfway there, met at the 5.
Yeah, Crossman at the 5. They've done that earlier in this game to give them their first touchdown.
That's right, exactly that same play.
It worked well, and this time Kalamazoo was ready for it.
Yeah, so you can alter how you're playing that with your edge players. You can say, well, we've already seen him give this a lot, so we're going to have our guys really crash. Or you can say, no, we think Crossman's going to get involved in the rushing game, and we want them to really feather that and play it slow and focus on the QB. You got a couple of tight ends out to the right. Rather, that's Dennison, although he's sort of a tight end body. They go with a pop pass here, looking for a place to press it, and they're not going to get there yet. That's Cameron Moore, who is, boy, maybe just a yard or so beyond where they started.
Yeah, and honestly, I don't know if he, maybe only a single yard. Would have been a really great play, a really smart idea, but when that line started to move, Kalamazoo read it like a book.
This is going to bring up a really interesting decision if the Hornets make a 3rd down stop, because you could easily argue to go for this. No, I don't know. Under 3 minutes. Big, heavy bodies in the ball game. Dennison is soloed up to the right. They're going to run Nichols. He's going to be swamped. Humphreys is hungry.
Humphreys, when they needed him most, showed up there. They're going to bring out the field goal team. Not going to try to go for the touchdown here, which honestly, I'm kind of a fan of, actually.
Considering the yardage that they lost, they kind of lost the ability to choose. It's 9 yards to go here, and then if you miss that, Kalamazoo starting at their 9, yeah, you can't risk that. Gerwinski. Short field goal to add this from about 26. Snap is a little bit low. It is handled perfectly by the punter. I mean, Bowman cannot do a whole lot better.
No, and a score is a score to give them the lead at 26-23. Kalamazoo now. Oh, it's going to be around 2 minutes after they receive this ball to get a drive started and going.
Remember when they got the ball back at the end of the Olivet game? Ledeen had nearly this exact same situation. A tad over 2 minutes. They knew that the 2-minute timeout was going to hit, so you were going to have a little bit of extra time in there. Here they've got all 3 timeouts, and this is your drive for the ball game.
Yeah, it is. With those 3 timeouts, that gives them a huge advantage. Great ideas for some time management situations. And this team is very good at running that system, especially with Scoopin leading the way.
Coach Travis Rundle in season number 3. Not where he wanted to be on this year by any means. 16-10 now for the career. But looking to take down Kalamazoo as they've got the 3-point lead late. Zekman. This ball takes a bunch of funny hops. Now this is going to start the return back a little bit slower than it should. Zekman still bursts through and gets out to about the 20. Then there's some late collisions. Kulakowskis, the long snapper, is able to break away from the extracurriculars.
And good, kudos, to Zekman to get to the 20-yard line there after a really, really nice kickoff.
Yeah, it could have been a whole lot worse, I think, field position-wise, but Zekman realizing, okay, the moment I get this thing, hey, I got to start going forward quick. The Hornets with 2 minutes and 9 seconds to drive it. Scoopin', Hannafin underneath. He spins, he's not going to get much. It's a great stop from Mills.
And that leads perfectly into that 2-minute mark, giving them a small timeout here. So it didn't really matter that Hannafin didn't go out of bounds to stop the clock, although not as big of a gain as they would have liked.
Yeah, I'm agreed on that. They're only going to give that, looks like 2 yards of gain right now. And again, it's been a slog for Hannafin. It has not been so easy. We forget and we take for granted how easy this guy makes the game of football because he is otherworldly. And it's so easy to forget that, but we shouldn't do it. Zekman has started to be the big play guy. Jaden Johnson, reliable as ever underneath. But I think in the brightest moments. I think if this comes down to a 3rd or 4th down and you must have a play for the ball game, I still expect that the ball is going to be forced to Hannafin. What do you think?
I agree, and this has really been a showcase for the wide receivers, especially because Skupin can't run. He has not ran a single time this entire game. So Hannafin and Zekman, 2 main targets.
They're going to go underneath, middle screen, Jaden Johnson. Johnson picking up the block, Shemwell and others. Ooh, got bent all up out of shape, but he's got the first down.
Yeah, he's up and at him after that, though. Not looking too shaken up.
Hornets will work with tempo. They'll go 3-by-1 out to the left. Skupin will throw one more time. Hannafin bobble. Hannafin spinning through, dragging bodies. Hannafin near another first down.
Yeah, Hannafin hit multiple times there. And those chains are going to move. This is a very, very fast offense pace.
Cooking. Design rollout. Complete. Levis along the sideline. He's got a first down.
And nicely done by Levis. Hasn't had a huge part in this game so far.
First catch for him. What a time.
Yeah, exactly.
Skupin wants to write one more chapter in this ball game. 1 minute and 29. That's 89 seconds and well beyond midfield at the 45 of Albion. Skupin wants to go deeper this time. This fluttered a little bit. You had to expect that to be out of bounds. If Hannafin makes that catch, I think I'm going to throw this headset through the window, walk on down there, lose my mind, and pass out on the Hornet logo.
Yeah, Hannafin making the catch alone, even though he wasn't in bounds. Whew, oh boy, it just shows how incredible he is.
Matter of fact, should I save that celebration now that I say it out loud? Should I, if I need it?
I like that. Yeah, I like that idea.
If I need it, I think I'm going to save that one.
I might join you there.
All right, I'm with you. Little diamond formation. You got 4 eligibles to the left here into the short side. They'll motion Bell to the backfield, set up in shotgun. Skupin got plenty of time, gonna have to roll. Olenek chasing. Skupin tucks, runs for the first time. A scramble, and he's near another first down. The magic man is awake and alive.
Yes, he is. Stops the clock there with a nice gain. Make them a little more comfortable on this 3rd down play.
Olenek got 6 sacks on the year. Skupin could hear that in the back of his mind, but did not get rattled by it, and got 6 on the scramble. 3rd and 4. Bell into protect against Olenek. Skupin launches. Zekman couldn't make the adjustment. It's going to bring up a 4th down. 4th and game upcoming maybe.
Zekman did everything he could do there. Just great defense. Skupin did find him. It was a nice throw, but again, just great defense there. Really, really important 4th down, essentially for the game here.
And again, a very, very tough ask from Bell. They're going to have to burn a timeout here on offense. Timeout's called with 1 minute and 10. A very, very tough assignment for Connor Bell to block Olenek, who everybody knows is the best pass rusher out there for Albion and quite possibly the best pass rusher in the MIAA. He's blocking him solo. Yeah. Gives Skupin enough time to just flush, and again, Zekman is covered real tight there.
Yeah, Bell, that's just such a difficult task. Tries his best, but that pressure is always going to be felt. Skupin is used to that type of pressure, especially when he's able to scramble out, but this game he hasn't been able to scramble out as much. We did see him just now scramble, but man, there are a lot of things to consider on this 4th down. Who are you looking for? Of course, you're going to be looking for Hannafin and Zekman.
Of course.
But this defense right now, Albion has to make a huge stop. Put the pressure on Skupin. If they can make him scramble, that would be the best situation for them.
Remember, Davis Crossman last week against Alma went 29 of 51. Skupin is 29 of 51 right now. Hey, that's an interesting number. Don't know what it means. All I know is a 4th and game. 4th and 4 to keep the ball game going. 1 minute and 10 seconds left for the Hornets. Dawson Skupin out of the gun. Falling away. Hannafin, he caught it! off of the first broken tackle, 2 back stressor, and a first down.
And you can take a deep breath if you're a Kalamazoo fan. And if you're Albion, you're going to be holding it because you really, really need a stop here. Kalamazoo's moving it, though.
Very near Cam Lewis field goal range. Scoopin, designed rollout. He's got the tight end Johnson. Johnson, he ripped him out of bounds.
Johnson open again, moving the way he should be, finding out of bounds right there to stop the clock at 50 seconds.
And you know what Jaden Potter's thinking? He's thinking, I'm 5'9", 188. Help.
Oh, yeah, and there are a lot of matchups like that on both sides of the field.
And Potter's still on Johnson in that slot on the right. Keep an eye on that, maybe. Hannafin, slot left. They show press on Levis out there, too. Scoopin will throw quick. Johnson, he's got it! Johnson breaks 2 more tackles. He's down to the 8-yard line. The Hornets can smell it.
Tanner, you called it. Scoopin saw that matchup, and on that slant, Johnson was wide open, able to gain a couple yards afterwards as well. This is going to be 1st and goal as we see the chains dropped.
Would you consider 1 rep of the QB run game here? Just try it once. And it's a good thing, too.
Yeah.
We've got a timeout here for Albion to call defensively because they think, hey, no matter what, we expect Kalamazoo's going to score here. We got to get the ball back.
Yes, exactly. And when you see Scoopin right there, he did make a run earlier. He looked decently confident when he made it. But is that a risk you want to take? I'm not too certain.
So you, as an offensive play caller, let's say you're John Kerjasic, who is upstairs 1 level from us, directly above us. You think you would rule out the QB run game?
I think I would,
Okay.
unless you wanted to bring the freshman in.
Yeah,
who showed
Aberger.
up a little bit last week. Aberger, who, I mean, if he is in, they will be expecting him to run, which also could be a great distraction. Then again, it is pretty late in this game.
You scored on things like the Philly special against Olivet. You've got Hannafin has attempted a couple of passes, even has an attempt this season. You could do it the conventional way, or you could do it in a way that's really, really fun. But you know you've got 32 seconds to do it. Johnson, the tight end, off the ball to the left. Motion Hannafin to the right. Scoopin's going to look that way first. Scoopin wants to go. Back corner. Zekman, too high. The flag is out. And this is going to get a whole lot easier for that Kalamazoo offense to think about punching this in.
Zekman knew that call was coming as well. I like the way Scoopin was trying to find him, though, right in the corner, using Zekman's athleticism. Doesn't matter. The call is in.
You can run quite literally anything now. We'll wait for the ball to be spotted, but the foul was in the end zone.
Holding. Defense. Number 25. Accidents for goal. Automatic.
Half the distance plus an automatic first down. Now look at this, the tricky stuff. Hannafin right now is lined up at the quarterback spot. Oh, and play is being held up, so Kalamazoo has got to show this a little bit more. It's unfortunate. Scoopin, the quarterback, is out in the slot to the left. Now they're going to shift. Oh, and just set up in your base offense, those tricky Hornets. Scoopin for Connor Bell. Bell with the patience. Bell on the goal line. Bell a few inches shy.
Yeah, a little short there. And big timeout. Yes, have to do it.
I like the run game. There is so little risk, and the reward, of course, is you could win the ball game right now.
Yeah, and especially after a little bit of trickery with Hannafin and Scoopin switching places, it makes the defense get a little confused. You're expecting some sort of incredible special play, but you're really just doing a classic handoff.
I could have seen another Philly special. That would not have shocked me if you had, the tight end Johnson throw it to Hannafin from the quarterbacks. I don't know. I could have seen something like that.
Yeah, it would have been fun, certainly. But now Kalamazoo, second and about 1.5 yards to go. You're focusing right now on just getting the score whatever way you can.
Will they come out under center? Oh, man, it's an I backfield. Hannafin lined up at the fullback spot right now. Knock it off. And now they're going to shift again. Dang it. Tight end Johnson off to the left. Run Bell in that way. And touchdown Kalamazoo with 17 seconds. The Hornets might have stormed back.
And with that, Kalamazoo takes the lead. A really great job converting there. Always trying to show some sort of trickery, but at the end of the day, it's really just that simple.
One of the all-time 2-minute drives this place has ever seen in 131 years of Hornet football. Cam Lewis, extra point, bang, 30-26, Kalamazoo.
Now 30-26, can't tie it up with a field goal. You need a touchdown here. 17 seconds. Albion, they know Crosman has a arm. They know he can throw it and be pretty precise with those throws as well. So Kalamazoo can't just take it easy on the defensive end. You really have to put the pressure on and stay dialed here.
All right, I briefly get a chance to tell you before this kickoff comes. Zekman and Hannafin combined for 20 receptions, 224 yards, and 2 touchdowns. I'm told that's good.
I would have to agree with you. That's an incredible number.
I do want to give Braden Lavis a ton of credit for the 14-yard catch there towards midfield. He brought the offense beyond midfield and got out of bounds there for his first catch coming off cold. Plus, Jaden Johnson, 8 for 84. This guy came in last year and was tied for, I believe you're talking second on the team in sacks, rushing the passer as a DN. Guy fully transitions to tight end and is one of the best options now.
Pure athleticism from him.
It absolutely is. 17 seconds between the Hornets and the first MIAA win for 2025. Bodie Brill on the ground. And it's muffed. Then they had to improvise, take a knee. Now that might have actually saved them some time. That's fascinating, but Tyler Griffin probably made a good decision.
Yeah, you don't see the ball bobble like that a whole lot. Interesting. It looks like it was off the helmet, off the hand, then probably just got a little nervous there. Had to take the knee, stop the clock. Only a second was taken off.
I don't know that I've ever seen that, or that I knew that necessarily you could take a knee off of a muff kick, but I suppose you can give yourself up at any time. It's just fascinating how it happens. Okay, so Hannafin is your deepest safety. Why not?
Oh, wow.
A very, very much prevent package. 3 wide, out to the left. Davis Crossman. Can he pull one rabbit out of his hat? Incomplete, nearly intercepted by Paquin. Could you imagine?
That would have really put the cherry on top for Paquin after this fantastic game. A breakout game you mentioned earlier. We thought he was going to be done, but he's right back in there. Almost getting an interception.
If it's 13 tackles and a pick as a corner, I would run out of words for that. Hornets are going to keep playing way, way deep with a bunch of extra DBs. Rushing just 3. Crossman with under 10 seconds. Going to throw a little shorter, complete for the tight end, Davey. He falls out of bounds. This should leave them just a single play to go the entire rest of this football field and get it all the way in the end zone. You can stick guys in the end zone right now if you want. You can have Hannafin back there. See if we care.
And it's time for something special for Albion. You really just have to come up with something, improvise in a moment like this.
Hannafin is back inside the 20-yard line. One play, 6 seconds. Here's the ball game. Davis Crossman. Crossman completes short for Dennison. Dennison is hawked. And good night from Kalamazoo. A game-winning tackle on Dylan Dennison, your 5th-year storied wide receiver. Dennison unable to get a lateral off, and that's your ball game.
Yeah, that's it, Tanner. It's as easy as that on the offense for Kalamazoo when they're in the end zone. And a fantastic stop there on Dennison. He had some room. I can't lie. I got a little worried for the Hornets, but the result has and is in.
Oh boy. That was one of the greatest, I'll say it again, one of the best 2-minute drives this place has ever seen. Josh Nichols was the hero last year of the Calvin game. And we thought, okay, that's about the best game that's ever been played here on Angel, that 33-31 win. And Jonas Bates had the 3-touchdown hat trick there. And Nichols led that incredible 2-minute drive. It's tough to say to me, now maybe because there is the, first matchup ever with Calvin, maybe that outweighs that one a little bit. It's tough to say that this isn't maybe the best of all time to me.
This drive, that 2-minute drive, was incredible. Arguably one of the best ones I've seen in a while, just in the term of time management, only allowing 17 seconds on the clock.
It's as perfect as it could possibly be.
Exactly. It really is. And this is a great one for the Hornets to celebrate a game that was so necessary to win, giving them their first MIAA conference win. And sadly, the curse stands true for Albion. While they're down in that, going into that fourth quarter, they are now 0-50. An interesting statistic, interesting to look at. But the results are in, Tanner, and this one is all wrapped up.
Yes, it is. Kalamazoo's first MIAA conference win since the Calvin game last year in week 4. That was September 28th. Forget all of that. Now you got to look ahead and see 3 more weeks of incredible opportunity. Everybody knows what the Adrian Bulldogs have been doing. They're going to be in here next week. They've been lighting up the scoreboard, giving up essentially 0 points. Alma on the road and trying on the road to finish it out. So the last time you're going to hear from us is just a week from today. Senior Day, the Adrian Bulldogs, who are receiving votes nationally. Dude, you want to talk about chills.
Oh my gosh, it's going to be a fun one. Kalamazoo is going to be pumped up for that, especially at home against a team that is so just well known right now. Adrian always well known for their programs, but this year especially. It's going to be a fun one. I'm excited that we're going to be coming right back out here to commentate.
Yeah, and we will be so excited to see you 1 week from today. You want to briefly do a stat recap?
Yeah, let's look through some statistics here. Obviously, Albion in this game, we're looking at around 210 rushing yards on the day, which is a normal number for them. Kalamazoo giving up that many yards isn't something they really wanted to see, but a win is a win. They got around 130 rushing yards, which is better than the average. We're also looking at 318 receiving yards for Kalamazoo, a number that we have seen multiple times in this season with very, very accurate passes from Skupin. Skupin was back in today, really delivering as we are used to from him, while Crossman had 230 yards on the day. He was accurate, but again, a couple plays he might want back. Tanner, what else are you seeing on there?
You know who they credited with that final tackle, who our stats and information team credited? Aiden Paquin. Finishes with 14 total tackles, 10 solo. This guy is here to stay. Unbelievable game from Paquin. Sort of a fill-in at corner, right? Maybe a later week lineup change, and then now has one of the great games a corner can remember around here. Cargill himself, 14 tackles. Yeah, well, he does that. And Tommy Cardis adds 13 himself plus a TFL. And finally, Brody Quinn finishes in double digits, 2 for the Hornets. 4 different guys in double-digit tackles. And you needed every single one of them, including that final stop by Paquin on Denizen. Every single one of these 60 minutes mattered so much to this one. You can't take a single one of them off, and this was a 60-minute football game on both sides.
Yes, and a fantastic job from Paquin. As you said, 10 solo tackles is pretty incredible. And as a corner, yes, that's going to happen more often. But again, those tackles were really necessary. He made so many stops. If we had a number of how many tip balls or plays he was able to have a hand in, oh my goodness.
We'd still be counting them now.
Yeah, exactly. We'd be looking at them after this game. So a great game from Kalamazoo. Albion also had a pretty solid game, but just was not able to pull through.
And the 2-minute drive to close it out. The Hornets going to improve to 4-3 overall. Albion falling to 2-5, really not where they thought they would be. They've got a couple tough ones to close it out. Noticeably, next week they'll be at home with Hope. That Dutch team is going to continue to be ranked in the top 20-ish and probably not going to slide anytime soon. They will finish it off at Olivet and then home versus Calvin their last 2 weeks. As we mentioned, we will be back 1 week from today. The Adrian Bulldogs coming in, a 1 p.m. kick for Senior Day. Folks, thanks so much once again for joining us. The Hornets in their Compete for a Cause and Most Valuable Professor game, successful here and snapping a 3-game slide. 30-26, they win over these Albion Britons, Tanner White and Quentin Powers. Thanks so much for joining us.